morning, people. It is Tuesday, the 7th of March. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favourite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. You guys already know the vibes. It's lit over here. We'll go ahead and introduce ourselves.
It's your boy Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. Morning, people.
It is your favourite shade queen, Martin Royalty. And we have a special guest for you guys. We've got a special co-host with us today. Just let him introduce himself.
Good morning, people. My name is Idris Johnson.
Right, that you
Full
go
name?
by now.
Nah, you know what it is? I'm bracing my full name. My full name.
What's the S stand for?
Superman.
Fair.
No, I'm not giving the S way, but yeah.
That's fair. That is fair. How are you doing?
I'm good, you know.
Yeah?
It was getting here was a bit crazy, but yeah, it's fine. I've been here loads of times before, but never had so much hiccups.
Hassle.
Yeah, on the way here. But
What happened?
my phone stopped working for some reason, so I had no
What's that got to do with your
internet.
feet?
No, as in like just moving, and you want to
Maybe
pay for
have his
stuff.
movement.
I know. What's he gonna expect, this guy?
That's so quick.
I know, this is on me already. Like,
My phone
geez,
stopped
let me
working.
live.
What?
So you want to pay for stuff, innit? No?
Are you actually
Oh,
looking
okay,
into-
yeah, sorry.
See, the adjustment. Let me live. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, but I couldn't pay for stuff. I couldn't send. I had to go into Costa Coffee to get internet. It was crazy.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
You had a
like-
very dramatic morning.
yeah. And then the trains was cancelled and all sorts. And I was like, no, this is too much, man. But
You're better than me. I think I would have gone home.
you would have gave up. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
because I don't like stress, especially not at that time of the morning.
too early.
I feel like it sets the tone for the rest of my day.
Yeah,
And I don't like that. I don't like
Yeah.
that at all.
No, I agree. I agree.
If two or more bad things happen to me in the morning, I
What,
call
you
it a
just quit
day.
the date?
Yeah, I just take it easy for the rest of the day because you know me, I break a foot. I just take it easy for the rest of the day, and I don't provoke Earth. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I just take it easy.
let Mother Nature do its thing. And all that.
Exactly that.
I hear it.
It's crazy. How you doing, Mugs?
I'm all right, man. What's new in the streets?
Now you tell me. You
The
I'm not in the
you
streets
know.
no more.
ear to the streets?
Yeah,
no?
retired, innit? I see that online the other day. Not retired, but as in like
Was
is
it
Chuck? No, who's
Halfcast, wasn't it? HC.
Oh, the house cast, but that's the last appearance I made, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Chucky's talking about, you love the streets. Not
Yeah,
you.
but you were like, not me.
So which camera? Look.
Who are you talking to? Me?
I was like, yeah, all right. I was like, my guy.
Love that.
Upwards and onwards.
Best way for it, man. Yeah,
Love
no,
it.
man, but I'm cool, man.
That's good.
Tuesday. I ain't got a thumbnail
You've got, oh,
for my pod.
what's new?
Hmm?
What's new?
It's always the same story, innit?
You ain't got a what?
A thumbnail.
Oh, am I missing something?
For his podcast. So it's like a thing he needs to do.
I need to, because I got to upload it on Tuesdays. But I don't have a thumbnail.
Well, he does it every time he gets here. It's just, it's just part of his routine.
Okay, so you're doing that now.
Mind your business, bro.
Just checking it. Just checking. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Live.
Basically, I had a very weird dream, and it woke me there. Like, I've never been so happy to wake up. So in my dream, I had a car accident.
Ooh.
But I hit someone. So I was turning around a tight road, but I couldn't see the headlights were on. So we literally were like right there. But then for some reason, I had like a glass of Prosecco. I'm not a lightweight, but in my dream, I'd had a glass of Prosecco. So rather than hit my brake, I hit my accelerate.
Wow.
So the person hit brake, I hit accelerate. Then I end up like swerving, I hit something. You know me, you know my worst fear. I was like, damn, I'm going to go to jail because I'm drunk. And then I was like, oh, what am I going to do? And then I was aware that I was tipsy. I was like, I'm never going to be able to talk to this person because they're going to be aware that I'm like, this is all a mess. But thank God, to the glory of God, I woke up. I woke up and I was so happy. I was so, like, I don't think you understand. I was so
Jumping for joy and all
happy to wake up. I was like, because in my dream, I was like, this is about to be the worst.
Shabba than that.
And you know what's mad? In my dream, I was like, oh, I can't catch a damn break. And I woke up and I said, look at God.
I said the glory of God, I woke up. You
I
know,
know.
how funny that is.
So in real life, you're legit, and in the dreams, you're a criminal.
No. Well, this dream I was, yeah. But I'm hoping, I mean, do you know what's mad as well? So my dream yesterday, I actually need to take it easy. My dream yesterday, I don't know if this is a trigger warning. It was someone's wedding, but there was a dead body.
Where? At the
At
altar?
the wedding.
At the altar?
No.
Just in the crowd.
No, it was weird. It was like we were in my childhood home in Nigeria, right? So we appeared there, and then there was like a dead body. Then we're trying to figure out what to do with it. I need to get back into fasting. And I'm actually saying it out loud now. This is 2 for 2. There cannot be a third. It was very weird.
Do you dream often?
I think I dream all the time, you know. Actually, no, I'm a thinker in my sleep.
Do you remember every single dream though?
No.
I do. Most of my dreams I remember.
That's 'cause
I
you
can
don't
have
smoke.
I can have like 3 dreams a night, and I might
Really?
remember the last 2. Because they say if you wake up
Yeah.
and you remember your dream, that means you were just dreaming. But if you
Okay.
can't really remember, that dream started basically when you fell asleep.
So then what happens? So what happens when we're sleeping then? So you dream for a little bit and you don't dream? Because apparently the dreams are like a minute long.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not the entire duration of the time you're
But they
sleeping.
feel like they're forever.
They do.
I dream continuous.
Well, like different storyline.
Oh,
Like
shut up,
movies
man.
and no, I'm saying like 3-hour dreams.
Credit, any credits and all that.
There's
Ridiculous.
there's plots in that. I'm telling you now. I
So
don't.
there's plot twists.
My dreams are not. My dreams are.
Not average
bro,
dreams.
they're not your average dream.
Nah,
bro.
my
dreams are like
yeah.
blockbusters, bro.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
No,
don't-
you're ridiculous.
Huh?
You're ridiculous.
They build up in that.
But you see what I'm saying though? Even though because you don't sleep for 3 hours. So your dreams don't last the entire duration of your sleep.
No, not entirely. That's too much. That's too long. Obviously, I'm only human.
So what happens with the other times when we're not
I
dreaming?
don't know. This
Is that
is
human?
there, innit?
Yeah, I'm only human. I'm gonna do that.
It's
No,
in
but
the
I'm saying.
universe.
Well, sometimes it's like what you're saying. You can have 3 different dreams in one night. Like you can have the blockbuster and then like you can have the prequel.
Have you ever had a dream yet? And it's such a good dream and you wake up and you're like, oh no. When I go back to sleep, I need to carry that on.
Yeah, I've carried.
Yeah,
on.
I've had that.
I love a good dream like that.
Have you been able to jump back in though?
Yeah, some of them I can.
No.
Some of them I'm trying so hard. It's just like,
some
that was the end of it, man.
Once I'm out, I'm out. I've had some terrible dreams as well, though, man. So I
That's
think
nang, you know. But I don't think you can control it because when you try and control it, it don't work.
Yeah, you can't, yeah. Because
You
I'll
just
be,
have to
you just have to
go
let
with it.
nature, you have to
yeah.
just be calm and then it may or may not come back.
Have you tried to come out of a bad dream?
Yes, and I go to sleep and I get back, I go
straight back
exactly
in.
where I stopped.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, the devil's working hard today, boy. Those are the worst dreams.
What do they call that when you're asleep, but you're not fully asleep? There's a word.
lucid dreaming.
Is it lucid dreams? I can't.
Is it? Is that what it is?
No, I swear there's another word for it.
What's lucid dreams mean? Lucid dreams are like when you're.
Your body's asleep, but your mind's awake. Or something. I can't remember.
Sleep paralysis.
That's it. Sleep paralysis.
Oh, no, it's not when you're being held down.
No, that's a bad. That's not
listen,
dreaming.
I've had.
That's not dreaming, boy.
I've had-
That shit is real.
Listen, I've
That's a
had.
condition.
Listen, I've had pure.
That
I've had listen.
That
The
is a
sleep
nightmare.
paralysis thing. I've woke up here. You know when you've seen Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I've woke up here in my house here and I'm thinking, raw, why does everything look so dark
You
and
went
gloomy and all
upside
that?
down,
Yeah,
weren't you?
I felt like I wasn't upside down. I said, get me out of here. I'm trying to wake up.
Nah,
But
that's
obviously,
wild.
because of sleep paralysis, I'm not waking up.
Oh, sleep paralysis is the worst.
Horrible.
It's so horrible. Like, it's
Sleep
the
paralysis
worst.
ain't that when you're awake but you can't move?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
you
you're
feel
saying
like-
you're
you
not
feel like
waking
being
up, but
held
you
down.
are awake.
No,
though.
but I'm.
So do you think that at that point? Do you think at that point when you can't move, you're actually awake, or do you think you're still dreaming?
Your mind.
No,
is,
your mind is. I think you're
awake.
still dreaming. You know,
No, I think you're awake.
because the thing is, I try to like shout and stuff like nothing happens.
Yeah.
It is your mind.
Have you ever?
I think ain't proper sleep paralysis when. Actually, no, that's not. That's.
That'd be death.
So what's the thing called with why people snore and that?
You just
What?
That's not paralysis. That's
No,
called
that's something else, man.
you're just bad manners in bed.
Nah, man. There's a thing that people do with their breathing and that. There's a word for it. It's not paralysis.
No,
What's-
that's a health condition.
Yeah, that's a.
it could be a condition, but it's called sleep apnea.
Oh, sleep apnea.
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's a snoring thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when your
Sorry.
breathing pattern goes. 'Cause
Changes
I,
it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stop breathing in my sleep for like 60 seconds or stuff like that.
Just
60 seconds. And then
What?
how do you come out of it? Okay, it's ridiculous.
No, but I'm
ridiculous.
sleeping though.
Oh my gosh.
That's dangerous, still.
If that happened to me whilst I was there, I would slap you. Because
My
what's
sleeping
going on?
rhythm. My
That's
sleeping rhythm.
dangerous.
I've been told that by.
I'd be so scared. I feel like I'd be like,
many a lover.
wake up.
I've had some.
I don't have to slap you awake. That's
I'm not
wild.
Are you shaking your head for a bit?
When it is that you guys have sleep paralysis, do you wake up and see anything?
What, straight
No,
away?
If I ever see anything, I'm definitely meeting
So
Jesus.
you've never seen anything
God
at all?
forbid.
What, straight away? As in
Yeah,
like.
As in
Or,
someone
or,
at
do
the
you,
end
or do you mean during the dream?
like a
No,
demon
no,
at
you
the
wake
end
up
of
like
the
an
bed.
entity at the end of the bed.
Yes.
I don't have sleep paralysis.
no.
God
I have sleep
forbid.
No,
paralysis.
I've never had it that. I've never had it that bad. But from years, I've had sleep paralysis, and like, even when I was in XYZ in the can, like, from sleep paralysis, I'm like, I just pray to God and.
How can you say XYZ and then say exactly where you were?
No, but I should. So I'm trying to, yeah, but point of the matter is, I try not to go back to sleep for time. I'll take a couple prayers, and then as you just said, you'll fall asleep and you end up straight back there. I'm like, how? How did I get back here?
This is what I do, yeah. So when I have sleep paralysis, hold on, wait. Brandon, you seen demons at the end of your bed?
No, but
Some people do, though.
Some people do.
Some people do.
Do you know how much I would die?
I'm leaving the house.
Mate,
Because you normally feel like a pressure on your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're being held down.
What, you felt that before?
Like yeah.
Yeah, I felt similar.
In my youth.
Yeah, I
Just
felt
once.
similar.
Just once.
Definitely.
Just once.
I think everybody has to go through it once, just as
Yeah,
a
but it's the
tester.
worst thing.
But have you ever felt like
Worst.
when you're in the room, something's coming closer to you?
No.
See, that's what I felt.
I live in a house that is blessed by Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
What
But
you do?
As in, like,
have-
I woke up in again. So imagine I'm in my house. I wake up like this room now, dark and gloomy, and I'm like, wait. I feel like I can sense a presence coming. I need to get out of it ASAP.
Where the presence is like near the door.
It does. I don't know where the presence is coming from. I can just
That's
sense
mad.
it coming, and I just have to get out
You
there.
are
This is
haunted.
scary.
You are haunted. You are actually like
guy's dumb.
possessed or something. You got
This
ghosts
guy's
because I don't.
foolish.
That's crazy.
No, it's actually wild. But what I
Yeah.
do with sleep paralysis, is I clocked the way to do it. I don't have it. I only have it like when my spiritual life is like down.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, but I haven't had it in so long. Thank Jesus, and
So
Lord,
you need to
please
get-
don't
okay.
bring it my way.
It-
But what I do, I literally calm down because you know that it tends to be like a struggle.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, everything's fine, and I just pray, and then it just happens. And I'm
But
just
have
fine.
you ever seen? Has anyone ever told
But you're not
you?
awake. You're dreaming.
Nah, but trust me, that shit feels real.
Has anyone ever told you that they've seen you when you're sleeping though?
No,
So that's the
'cause I wonder
important
what
thing
it's
as well.
like.
The sleep paralysis. I think you are just dreaming. Because I think the real sleep paralysis is when you actually wake up but you can't move. Like
In your
There's-
mind,
No, but that
you're
is what it
awake.
is,
Yeah,
though.
that's where it is. That's where
no,
it
but
is.
because I am awake and I am awake, I can hear everyone around me. Say you're outside my room door talking, I can hear all the conversation, and I feel like I want to shout, but
you-
I can't.
you can't.
There's nothing
There's
coming
nothing you
out.
can
I'm
do,
moving.
yeah.
I'm moving. Nothing's moving. I'm just there.
You're trying to wake
Stuck.
up.
I feel like I might have experienced that once as
No,
a kid.
you must have.
As
Most
a
people
kid,
have.
maybe one time, like I woke up before like my body did, if that makes sense. So like I woke up, but I couldn't
Everything's-
speak, couldn't.
It's just black.
No, I weren't black.
So what? There was you saw.
I could see, but I just couldn't move.
It's horrible.
It's the worst. Like
Horrible.
it's so horrible.
What
Yeah.
wish up my worst enemies.
Yeah, but I think that was just one. That just happened one time in all this time. So I was just think that was
One
like
time, you're lucky.
That's good, boy.
Yeah.
that was just like a little malfunction thing or
You
something.
done-
Like
you
that.
done
That's not
well.
like a thing. I don't think.
Do you guys believe like the dream myths? So do you believe that if you're having sex in your dream, you're having sex with a demon?
No, but if you have
I've
sex in
heard
your
that.
dream, you're having a wet dream.
I've heard that. But there was the other theory where they were saying that your dreams are connected to other universes or dimensions, or there's another you in a whole other dimension.
What, having
that
sex?
might
My
be-
MCM. That raggedy hole.
Imagine.
That's wild, man. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if I believe all of that, but
It's hard to believe, but
it is weird.
There's dreams. I've had all the bait dreams. So I've had dreams when I'm hitting people and my punches don't.
They're not connected.
No, they're like they're not hurting. They're like it's like,
Like rubber.
marshmallow punch. Yeah, it's like rubber. You know, you're trying to punch someone's face off and it's not hurting. And I think that's a common dream. I've had the one where
Do you Google the meanings of your dreams?
no, I've had the
don't.
one where like I've jumped off something, or like
Have you ever felt like-
fell off something and like woken up before you die. Because they say if you die in
really?
the dream,
yeah,
You die in
because
real
your
life?
mind can't differentiate
apparently
between
I don't know.
the
That's what they're
dream
saying.
and real life.
I've had that
But
one.
how would I die in real life? I'm in my bed.
No, because
I've
your
had one
mind
where
can't
my
remember.
teeth-
Your
have
mind
you
can't
had the
differentiate
dream where your teeth fall
between
out?
between the difference.
That's the thing as well. You've had that, Brent. Where
Like
your
your
teeth fall
man-
out.
So will you be brain dead
I
then?
have all my teeth.
Technically,
No,
but
in your
that's why
dream.
that's why they it's a theory, but they encourage you to die in your sleep because there's no real studies done on
That's
it.
what they
How can
encourage
they encourage
you to
you
No,
to die
die.
in
no,
your
they
sleep?
do. They do. Because obviously there's no real studies done on it.
Well,
I
they
wouldn't
say
want
what
a
they're telling you.
scientist
They're
to die
telling you not to
first.
wake up.
Yeah, basically, because they don't like some people claim to have died in their sleep.
So
and
they
they
need
wake
case
up.
study of someone to die in their sleep and then see what happens in real life. They
Theories,
need
innit?
they need to be the one to take one. to two.
Theories, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
That's
Theories.
wild. Have you ever been sleeping and you think you're falling and you're like this in your sleep?
Falling,
you
huh?
jump.
Yeah, like you jump in real life.
Yeah,
You're
100%.
just like, you're gonna fall off, so you're like,
you drop in your sleep. You're dropping in your dream. So you jump, like if that makes sense. And it wakes you up.
I think it's
Yeah,
so
I
funny.
woke up the other day.
I wake up and I feel so pathetic. I'm like, nah, look at you.
I told you, my
Silly.
teeth crumbled in my dreams.
Have you ever
That
had
means
the,
something there.
I know. All the
Every dream
weird
means
dreams that I
something,
dream
yeah,
mean
all
something,
of
but
them.
I don't read the dream books or to
Yeah, that's
think
good.
them. But my teeth crumbled. That's happened to me bare times.
Oh, that means you're vain.
Or like what?
Don't
What?
do me like that. I didn't break the rules up.
Where's the
Fight me.
correlation?
Where did you get that from?
That's actually what it says. If you have dreams where like it's about your teeth, you're losing your teeth or you have no teeth and stuff, it's because you worry about how you look.
That's crazy.
Here we go.
What?
Teeth falling out are associated with loss and important life changes. This dream could indicate that you're dealing with some kind of loss, like an abrupt end to a relationship.
I've dreamt that bare times,
Makes
bro.
sense.
Well, there you are then.
Like my teeth are
That's
always
crazy.
falling out in my
Makes
dreams,
sense.
bro.
Okay,
Like,
that makes more sense
always,
than the
like
vanity
constantly, like.
Wait, have you
Like,
ever?
sometimes I'll be thinking I'm going, and it's like they're just crumbling, and my whole mouth just crumbling. I got to spit out all my teeth, and it's horrible. And I think I'm like, oh my god, but then I wake up and my teeth are all right.
So it's a relief, innit?
That's a dream. Have you ever had
But that happens to me all the time, Brent. So
when-
that's the correlation.
Sorry, have you ever had
told
that
you
dream
what
when
you
you're
do.
running? Yeah. Imagine you're running, but you feel like you're taking pure steps and you're not getting nowhere.
That's mad.
I'm slow in my dreams as well.
Slow,
Like
you're
running.
run.
It's like you're running in mud.
Yeah,
like,
or sand or something like that, and you're absolutely winging it, and you're not going nowhere. And you're just
Sorry, I
about.
was telling you tricked about sleep.
oh no, it's all right. Miss M
fine.
died in her sleep, and she's still here, so you're not wrong.
Yeah, man. I ain't got time to be down in my sleep and to wake up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild, man. Dreams are interesting.
Dreams are they're scary.
But I'm just
man.
interested to know what it is. Our brain must shut down
Fish.
then. If it was
Caribbean
fish.
people dream fish. If you dream fish, it's pregnancy in the family. It's facts.
It must be a Caribbean thing.
Happened. My mum's predicted all the pregnancies.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mhm.
But did they know who? Or did they just say, oh, there's someone's pregnant?
No, they don't. They don't know. Sometimes someone can come in a dream and they can tell who, but sometimes they don't. But my mum and my sister are aware. They dream like the future all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like all the time. Like, I'm saying like consistently enough that they could be witches.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
You think I'm joking? They dream the future all the time.
And it happens.
Yes.
To be fair,
It's scary. My mum phones me and tells me to worry about certain things or whatever.
Really?
whatever,
And it
yeah.
happened?
Yeah. There's sometimes she tells me about like she's just worried there's danger and she don't know where or where it comes from.
yeah.
Pure times, all the time. When my brother died, when I got shot, when hypes passed, something would happen.
Really? She
Something
had
happens to
all
Cheds. Yep, everybody, all the time.
She was aware of them.
She dreams things. Or if she phones me and tells me she had a dream about me, I take heed in what she's saying. I don't know how it will develop or whatever.
Yeah.
But
That's scary.
yeah.
That's like Nipsey's mum. She said she knew he died before she was told he died.
Yeah.
She said she just felt like his presence left her.
Something left.
Yeah. And she just knew. And then when it came and told her, she was like, yeah, I knew. Let's go. Where is he?
So wait, what do you guys think of that the whole deja vu thing?
Oh, it's definitely real. I get those a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
I'm
way
Is that
too
just a
much.
dream?
Yeah.
Is that just a dream though?
No, but as in that you'll be
Nah, I've
going
lived
through
this.
something.
But you haven't though.
That's what I'm saying though. And how?
I feel like
So you dreamt it. It's like that. It's like
you
that
dreamt the
premonition of the
future?
future. Well,
Yeah, I
I
feel
just
like
told
you
you, my mum does it.
definitely
I
dreamt it, yeah.
just told you
Way
it
too
happens.
much
I just told you it's a
time,
thing.
because there's and then sometimes as well.
You see
like,
when
sometimes
you see when
gauges
you
it,
you see when you wake up and you forget your dreams, yeah?
yeah.
Okay, cool. So you have a dream that you totally forgot. So then when you walk into the situation, yeah, and you're saying, I've lived through this, everything's happened, how this has happened before.
Yeah.
It's because you dreamt it, but you just forgot.
Yeah. I
You
think
get me?
yeah.
And then when you live through it, that
Actually,
kicks,
yeah,
that,
those
that
are
things you. You
those
know
are
what I'm saying?
forgotten dreams. Actually, yeah. Because sometimes in my situations, like when it starts, I'm like, oh, I've lived this, and I can tell what's gonna happen next. I can tell you're gonna say what you're gonna say next.
I could tell. Yeah. And you say to people, and they think you're lying. Sometimes I don't even bother saying it. So if I told you,
Yeah, I
that,
don't bother saying
if I tell you, that, you're not gonna think I'm lying. This
Yeah,
is
they'll be like, of course
creepy.
you
I've
don't. Like,
done
like-
this. Like I've been here, and so I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. And then someone said something. Like, oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
there it is.
There it is.
I'll just say
There
deja
it
vu.
is.
I do
man.
that. Like
I'll
clockwork.
just say
Did
deja
not
vu,
disappoint. Yeah, I've had those moments.
Yeah, but I just don't bother telling them because I know they just think you're gonna
Yeah,
chat
they're
your
gonna
shit.
be like, oh, of course you're gonna-
No,
Yeah.
some of them I write down though.
Deja vu.
I write,
Really?
yeah, there's a couple of them I've written down. And like I'm just waiting for it to happen. And then if it happens, I'm like, all right, cool, I wrote it down X, Y, Z, and then
I think that's amazing. I think human beings were actually so special. Like we're very special beings, and it blows my mind. I hope God has the time to explain it all to me because I really want to know.
bro, if
I'm
only,
so
innit?
interested. I'm so intrigued by that.
I wanna know.
I don't know, man. It's just
It's life, eh?
yeah. There's I think they were saying that is it 5% of our DNA it only takes 5% of our DNA to create another human being, but they don't know what the rest of the 95% does. You know how wild that is?
That's wild.
It's bad enough we don't use all of our brain,
Yeah, for one.
right? But then
Only 5% as well.
No, I'm on about 30%. I think.
All right.
Capacity.
bro,
Let's get into our first
if you were
segment.
on 30%, yeah, do you know how smart you'd be, bro?
But what are we
And
talking?
that's what he's trying to tell you.
I'm on
Right.
definitely 30%.
We saying smarter than Einstein, yeah.
I listened to Einstein talking yesterday. It don't even sound that smart. Let's get into our headlines, man.
Yeah, please. All right. I've had enough. All right, guys, please kindly like this video and share it, drop on your timelines. But yeah, our first headline, the Home Secretary to be given duty to remove people coming to the UK illegally. A new law will place a duty on the Home Secretary to remove anyone who enters the UK by an illegal route. A bill expected to be introduced on Tuesday would also prevent those arriving illegally from claiming asylum or returning to the UK in future. Writing in The Sun, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said the plans were fair for those at home and those who have a legitimate claim to asylum. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer described the plans as unworkable. Home Secretary Suella Braverman acknowledged the bill would push the boundaries of international law and said it was necessary to solve this crisis. More than 45,000 people entered the UK via channel crossings last year, up from around 300 in 2018, leading to pressure on the government to tackle the issue. Under the plans, the Home Secretary would have a duty to remove those who arrive in the UK illegally. This duty to remove would take precedence in law over the right to claim asylum, although there would be exemptions from the under-18s and those with serious medical conditions. Anyone removed would also not be permitted to return to the UK or seek British citizenship in the future. While the bill will not become law for several months, it will apply retrospectively, meaning anyone arriving in the UK illegally from Tuesday, that is today, will be at risk of deportation under the laws. They're finding a way to get everyone out, you know.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was already happening for some reason. Or is that just the way the government's set up?
I don't know, you know, because I would have thought it was happening already. But no, because you can come illegally and then stay here for like X amount of years, and then you end up getting papers because you've already been in the land this amount of time.
Can you?
Yeah. If you're illegal and you stay here for, I think, is it 15 years or something like that? Between 10 and 15 years, I think it is. But I'm known for alternative facts, so that's that. You can get your papers eventually. You definitely can get. I know people who've gotten the papers who arrived here illegally.
Yeah.
Illegally.
Yeah.
Illegally, yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, you can, but you're still. You can. You just have to just go through legal parameters to get them.
And then you have to like get a lawyer.
People get through the net, innit? Like getting here is just the first part, innit? That's why they want to get here, so they can. Because once you get here, if you make it through the traps,
you hide enough,
you can pattern and get your stay in it. You can make it eventually. Yeah. So bare people have got legit stayed that came illegally, but they would have had to work the system and do whatever they had to do to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get me? It weren't just a.
But then I feel like all of that stuff is not going to matter anymore with the whole Windrush thing that happened. What's that girl?
Shemima.
That baddie. That's it. Shemima. I feel like now, do you see she's glowed up? But do you know what I mean? I feel like now they're going to find ways to just, even if you got citizenship, to just take it, be like, oh, no, you can't have it anymore. And stuff like that. It's mad, man.
That's why I wasn't agree. That's why I don't agree with them taking Shemima's.
Yeah, I don't believe that because
once they start doing that, they just start making up their own rules and their own laws and their own reasons why.
And I think they have. I think they are creating laws about that.
That's what I'm saying.
By being able to.
I see someone talking about that.
I was always on the side of like, nah, they shouldn't be allowed to do that.
I think they should have allowed her back and just kept a close eye on her.
They basically said, if this was a white person, it wouldn't be an argument.
No, because there was another girl that came out, actually, I think I saw 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and her situation is kind of the same. It's kind of the same-ish. She's been like in a state, like, do you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And hers is not a thing. Hers is a sympathy kind of plea.
Oh, what? So they let her in?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. It's just because she's an ethnic. But we should have known that.
I mean...
Ain't nothing new. But yeah, so our second headline is about France braces for pension reform strikes. France is set for disruption to transport and public services as unions protest against plans to raise the pension age from 62 to 64. Most train and metro services are cancelled on Tuesday and many schools will be closed. It is the 6th day of strikes and protests since mid-January, and unions say it will be the biggest yet. More than 1 million people are expected at demonstrations in Paris and other cities. With the government showing no sign of backing down on its pension plan, one union leader has said there is a talk of its escalation and bringing the country to its knees. In the days ahead, there will be calls to extend the strikes in key sectors like power generation and gas terminals. So far, for all the noise and sporadic disruption, the campaign has caused little damage to the economy, and in the meantime, the bill is proceeding through Parliament. Unions and the left know time is running out before the reform becomes a fait accompli, which is all the more reason for them to up the pressure now. The majority of French citizens back the ongoing strikes against President Emmanuel Macron's pension reform, a poll by French survey group Elab suggests. According to the opinion poll, 56% of people support rolling strikes and 59% back the call to bring the country to a standstill. One thing about the French here, they're going to protest.
They don't mess around.
They don't play.
They really go for it, innit?
They really go for it.
I think English people should take a page at the front.
Absolutely, 100%. I think that there's a lot of stuff we could have prevented if we had that same energy, but we don't.
But I don't think we're not scared. They're not scared. They're too comfortable. They're not scared. They're not gonna riot.
They never protest about anything.
Yeah, but they're not down. They're not down bad about nothing. They get paid. They get everything.
If you think about this, like
you see, they've done it smart. They made them dorsal and comfortable. Yeah, so you're not gonna like when you do get mad, you're not gonna rile up as well. And there's a lot to lose. You know what I'm trying to say? Like these man don't want to go crazy because they're gonna take my benefits from me and things. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like it's smart. Like so they're only gonna, you know what? Steady. We're gonna go mad, but not too mad. Because,
not too mad.
Because
I need to cash that check on Tuesday.
I need to cash my
check.
Go
hard, but don't go too hard.
Cancel yard, like let's steady because it's bad. It's not that bad.
Because all we do is complain on LBC.
Yeah,
that people call in LBC like venom, and I'm like, take it to the streets.
Yeah, pure venom.
Take it to the streets, but they never do.
You be looking to run over the protesters.
Allegedly.
What is Finsley Britain?
What's this
Finsley?
Yes.
Finsley.
What?
No, and then by the end of it, I wasn't. I
changed your mind about
I never changed my mind. I still don't like it. But I wouldn't have hit them though. By the end of it, it's like you know what?
No, I feel like you understood where they were coming from.
Like,
but had you had no self-control,
I don't know what it was. It's perseverance. There was something about it. There was something about it that they started to earn a bit of respect from me. I don't know if it was, maybe it was the perseverance, maybe it was the
I think it was double down.
I don't know, it was just something I'm saying, man, these are...
I think you looked at me and said, so they got the killing spirit. They had the killing spirit that would not let go.
They had it, they wouldn't quit.
They would not bow down to the man.
If we don't bend, we don't bow, we don't break. And I'm like, you know what, I respect this. They don't care.
No, that's really what it was. I actually remember that day that you came on you were on their side. And it was because of that, because they doubled down and they're like, yeah, I'll go to jail if I have to go. You said, wow, I rate that.
I was saying, no, maybe they got a point.
I love it. You're very consistent. I love
the message was quite serious that they're trying to promote.
Trying to stand up for something, innit?
Yeah, I'm trying to say.
Stand up for something.
But
no one wants to listen to them.
But isn't it to do with all this stuff we're going through now in terms of like the energy bills and all that kind of stuff?
Everybody, all of that.
So maybe they did have a point, but they just went about it the wrong way, man. They had people dying in ambulances and stuff. They went about it the very stupid way.
That's true, though.
Do you know what I mean?
So what's the best way to protest? Not to disrupt the flow of
society.
Is there a best way though?
But the thing is that the thing is, if you spread the message well enough, none of us would be on the roads where we're disrupted, or there'll be very few, and people on the road will be embarrassed that they're on the road because the majority are protesting. But when it's the minority protesting, you are a nuisance. People are trying to get to school.
But they're trying to make as much news headlines as possible.
Yeah, but they could have done this down the street. They should have not allowed. Who was
prime minister at the time? The only time, I've seen rioting and stuff affect stuff, and it didn't like bring like legislational change or nothing like that, But they killed Mark Duggan, and the people went crazy, and it's been a long time since. This has been obviously R.I.P. Mark, R.I.P. and probably like Chris Cabron. That is the next time I can think of. It was a long time since they was doing any stupidness like that, and I think it's because of the repercussions of the riots and all the stuff that happened. It made them clock and think that they have to kind of change their attitude. They're getting a bit lax now because obviously they're back on their bullshit. But again, if the city burnt after Chris, they'll know about it. They're not going to respect nothing, you know. Like you see that all that loss, it wasn't the fact that there was thinging yet. It was because innocent people started getting involved. So when they started burning innocent businesses and innocent things and all that, and then that's innocent civilian people complaining to the police, there's insurance companies. It's now they're feeling it now, isn't it? Like it's not just back cleaning up the street. Like these are causing problems and troubles and issues for people, and it's not good that people have to lose their livelihood or none of that stuff at all. Don't get me wrong, but if people don't feel it in their pockets, you're never going to implement any change unless you make people feel it. You get me? So the niceties and all that kind of stuff, it's never going to get no one anywhere. Like as sad as it is. If you want changes when you're going to riot, something's got to burn.
So you got to do the mad thing, innit?
Something's got to burn, baby. I hate to say it.
Streets of London were crazy in that period as well. Like,
but it shook them to their core, though. They was nervous.
Police everywhere.
And it looks like that's how the French youths move.
No, they're shaking.
More time, standardly.
Literally, this is what they do.
If they're going to step outside, cars are burning and things like that. They're going for it.
Standards.
Tourists! I'm telling you.
So you're saying when the blacks actually protest, things move?
When who?
The blacks protest.
What happened?
He just
did we get anything with BLM?
Cases where it is, Okay. No, there wasn't. It was right in BLM.
Yeah, there was, but what did it lead to?
Reform.
What reform? Chris Kappa situation.
Temporary reform.
Temporary.
It was
Because in my
temporary,
mind,
like,
as
the
I was
day.
talking, I was thinking,
Temporary.
shit, they done it again. You get me?
No,
But
I feel like it was temporary in that it didn't happen for one day. Then the next day, past the weekend, regular programming. It's mad. I feel like if more people are on code, it would happen.
No,
but I'm not a hypocrite in it. So I always say, I own my shit. I'm not a protesting babe. I will support you a lot while you guys go march.
So what about if it gets worse than protesters and people actually like scrapping in the streets for X, Y, Z? You stay at home.
Honey, if I'm not there for the calm protest,
You're
why
not
do I want to be there for
cool.
the fight?
No, this is the
I'll make you some sandwiches. You can.
Come
I'll
get
be
your packed
having
lunch.
sandwiches in my house window. I'm throwing it down there.
No, I heard that.
Yeah, man. But it's crazy. But okay, let's get into our what you saying topic of the day.
yeah, I'm done now. Should I do it?
Yes, please.
Oh God. Okay.
I thought it's a standard. Like the fact you asked me, I'm like, this is your segment now. This is you, Killy.
It's on the list though, no?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about all that.
Sorry.
So, our topic of the day is: can a movie ever change your worldview, or has it happened? Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, so we tend to talk about the influence of music and movies in a negative sense, but what about a positive sense? Has a movie ever changed your worldview for the better, or been close to? So,
I wouldn't say like worldview. It's changed my personal life view, maybe. But I can't think of anything on the spot. But I know that I do get inspired from like movies and stuff. If I watch a movie where like, I would say I get inspiration from movies sometimes, even though it's fictional. Fictional's fake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's fictional, I can be inspired by it, but I don't think it would change my worldview.
so if it's non-fiction, would that count? Because then it's not the movie; it's it's a depiction of someone's life. It's the person's life. It wasn't the film. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like real. It's not a
be a
film.
movie, right?
It's still a movie though.
Yeah, but I'm watching something that is real life. Your life story.
reconstruction.
So I could have got the same thing from a book. If I read the same book in your life, I would have got the same thing. So it's not really the movie's doing; it's the person. Or is that am I missing?
It is because you wouldn't have read the book. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Either which way, they say that the movies come from somewhere.
No, but I can. In that saying, I'm thinking more of a fiction, made up, plucked out of the sky story.
Okay, yeah.
That's so inspirational. That's touched you. You watched this film. It's made you change how you live. If you're watching the story of Malcolm X, it's not the film. It's Malcolm X. Like
Roots and Amistad
yeah.
set me down a very dark path.
they're not real though, are they?
Very dark path.
Yeah, but they're not real though.
No.
Roots is in the slavery.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying they're not.
It is real, isn't it?
No, they're
As
real,
in
but
like-
I'm
as
saying
in
it's not
like-
like it's a depiction of real life. It's not a
Oh, okay.
like a so that
like a
so that
documentary.
works. Roots and Amistad work. So you said that changed your life, made you what? Hate white people forever.
At the time, yeah. I didn't like them. And I had reasons because I saw it on the screen.
But that's why I wouldn't watch some of them films. You know, like 12 Years a Slave and X, Y, Z, because I don't want to get into the mode of hating X, Y, Z. I don't want to hate no one or dislike or...
get you.
Like, I'm not saying we got to leave the past in the past, no, but like certain films I just won't watch because I don't want to be mad.
Yeah, man, you have to watch, man. You have to see.
No. I don't want to... It's easy. I don't want to go from 0 to 3,000 in the space of 2 seconds. No.
I don't watch slave films anymore.
Yeah, I started watching
Because
it time ago.
the anger is just like
Yeah.
to what end? So I just
Because the
don't-
anger's always going to be there.
Yep.
Just like that, so I'm not doing
So
it.
I'd rather not just be annoyed for no reason.
Well, I'm a logical thinker. My anger's never misplaced when I watch those shows. I don't watch those shows and get angry and then start getting angry at white people on the street. That never done nothing. That's not.
There are people out there that are.
Yeah, that's why it's dangerous. But I'm saying I'm just a logical thinker. I don't do that. My anger's never misplaced. My anger goes towards the places where it's supposed to be. So then that's why you never forget. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That's why I feel how I feel about government and these things, because these are the things that the establishment that put these things in place. Like you know what I'm trying to say. So that's if I watch them thingy shows, that reminds me that like the British English government, the American government, the systems that we live in, they're pieces of shit, and that's where my energy goes to. That's where it stays. It don't go to random white people on the street who wasn't around, who didn't do nothing. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it goes more to the establishments that's been set up, these racist institutes, and boom, 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 and in keeping, and like don't ever forget Just never forget what the people that watch it, man. See it.
Yeah,
know
but man,
what happened.
A lot of people want you to forget though. That's like, I'll get over it.
Exactly. That's why you can't. That's why you can't. Let's not pretend. And you don't even have to be bitter and hold it in you and hold it against people and but never, don't forget though.
No, I just can't. I just can't.
But you know, like I don't.
Now.
I feel like, and that's my thing. I think that's what the point I'm at now, where I don't watch any more things because I can't forget. Like it's the reality I live. Do you get me? So I don't forget. But at the same time, I'm a sponge. So I take emotions and energies and all that stuff in that I don't want that to throw me off my course.
I'm not learning anything from this as well.
No.
That's
it's
another
outrage.
thing.
And I'm also tired of black trauma being capitalized on. I'm tired.
Who's seen the last film with Will Smith, the emancipation thing? Anyone?
No, you know.
I played it in about 30 seconds.
You what? You turned off? I ain't seen it.
Honestly, I played it. I just turned off for 30 seconds. I was like,
I wonder if that was filmed before or after the slap.
I reckon it was during.
Because I heard people saying that was his that's him trying to warm his way back into Hollywood.
I was just like, no, and like, you know what? Like, this ain't your story, Will. I get you're trying to like, you want to diversify your portfolio and all that. But like, I don't want to see Will on some let my people free thing. Like, man,
my people go.
Yeah, man.
I read something that said, I don't know if it's true. That's why I didn't report on it. But I read something about how Chris Rock said he watched. He watched when Will was a slave. And
yeah,
he was
I see that.
Whipped.
I see that. There's a cut.
And brought him joy.
He's talking about. He's literally talking about it in his stand up now.
Is he?
Yeah, I see it last night.
He fucked the joke up. That's why he was so emotional. As you can tell, he was emotional because he fucked the joke up. But then he dropped it.
Emotion of what?
When he was talking about Will Smith.
Yeah, he literally
emotion as in like,
he's talking about on stage.
No,
anger, emotion. What kind of emotion?
I'm just saying he was getting his shit off. He was emotional. Like that weren't that weren't like jokes. He's talking about something that's there to him.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like he was emotional. You could tell. That's how I could tell because he fucked his joke up. Remember when he said he was mad that Will Smith, or she was mad that Will Smith didn't get a Oscar for Emancipation and then come and give me a concussion. He fucked it up because Emancipation is a new film. The film's Concussion, innit? He was supposed to say she was mad that he never got an Oscar for Concussion. So then now he come try to give me a concussion.
Oh, but he said the wrong film.
But he said the wrong film,
bless
innit?
him.
He said Emancipation.
Better than me, but I would have been like, cut. Do that again. Oh, Netflix, do that again.
Rewind.
And he even said, he's like, oh shit, I fucked the joke up. And then he ruled it off. He done it again. It would have been funny if it hit first time, but.
That's funny.
I'm gonna go see that.
Aye.
So has a movie ever changed your worldview for the better?
I wouldn't say for the. I wouldn't. I don't want to say for the better or for worse. I remember watching a film and I thought, ooh, as I said earlier on, I know for a fact they get 5% of some truth from somewhere out of most of these films. I don't know if you've seen, was it Tomorrow's War? With the guy from, was it Chris Pratt? The guy from Galaxy
where they send him to the future to fight the aliens.
Yeah, but then it turns out the aliens are already here and buried deep in like the South Pole, Antarctica. I'm thinking, I wonder where they got that from. But if you look now, if you try to go to Antarctica, there's certain places you can't go over there. Like that's a fact.
Why?
Let me tell you now, yeah. I don't think a movie could have that much of a profound effect on me if it's not real.
Really?
So then, again, this is my mindset. This is what I'm struggling, yeah. If it's real events that's happened and whatnot, yeah. I don't know if I get what you're saying. I wouldn't have read the book and I'm watching the movie, yeah. But I don't know if I'm crediting that to a movie changing my life, in my opinion. Because it's not a movie, it's a person. If it was something that someone created in their head, totally non-fiction, doesn't exist, watched it, and this film, yeah, like, I don't know, Avatar, yeah, and I watched Avatar and I took a message from Avatar that was so profound that it changed my life. I think that would be speaking to what you're speaking to. If it's a real person, it's not the movie.
Do you know what I think gets me is like more storylines. So something like Avatar, I've never watched Avatar and I'm not wasting 6 hours of my life. That's so dead.
Avatar was alright though. I ain't seen a new one, but the first one was decent.
How long was the first one?
Like 3 hours.
3 hours as well.
And the second is same.
That was 3 hours back then as well, not 3 hours now.
Yep.
I didn't think I'd like Avatar when it first came out. Like all these blue people and this nonsense and this crap. I didn't think I'd like it, but I watched it and I was like, oh shit, that's a good film.
Yeah.
It's actually a good film.
I took your word for it. I'm not gonna.
So I'll take your word for it.
I don't know what kind of films you like. So
that's the thing. So I like stuff that I like rom-coms, obviously. I like comedies. I like drama stuff. Listen, rom-com is my bag. That's why I said I do get inspired. Because I know I can find the love I want. But
No, but you're an empath. You'll be feeling for them avatars.
Exactly.
When they're going through what they're going through, and then when the man are coming for them, like, yeah, you'll
Yes,
probably
it is.
cry. You'll probably cry.
oh, you know me. Of course,
You probably cry
I
if you watch
for this.
Avatar.
But you know what it is? This is what I was gonna say. Where with movies, I think like the storyline is what gets me. And I really believe that a lot of, because I know the world is so vast here and the world is massive, I believe that some of these things happen to real people. So my my empathy extends that far so it can affect me. It can inspire me in the way I think and stuff like that. Like I don't really like animals and whatever because they scare me, right? So I never really understood people's relationship with dogs and stuff. I didn't get it. Like this your whole world, you're naming it Lily. I don't get that. However, when I was younger and I watched Marley and Me, and like, spoiler alert, well, it was years ago. But the dog died, right? And it was like a family dog and they were so upset. Honestly, that changed how I saw dogs and people in the relationship with dogs. It really changed, yeah.
People love pets though, innit?
Because it was so like to see the kids so upset because their family pet had died, it really touched me. So because I'm an empath, if the storyline is something that I can, it's a human level type of storyline.
relate.
I will relate, and that can inspire me, and that can actually change how I see stuff.
I don't think I've ever been inspired by a movie that was fake.
I wouldn't say inspired. I'd just say thought-provoking.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
More than anything.
Not any good film, but a good film would be thought provoking if it depending on the subject of it. But it's like,
but I would apply to real life.
Influence, man. Like,
yeah,
like even like a mantra, like, oh, I'm gonna start living my life this way now because of this. Like, I couldn't do it. Of a made up character. A made up character can't inspire me to live my life. Like, it has to be a real person. Like, I have to watch a real person that lived this. I couldn't watch a made up character.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever the person's character's name is, and the film's there, it could no matter how well written it is and what they're going through, this made up person can't inspire me to like, oh, you know what, I need to start moving like him. Because he's not real.
Because you know what is, I watch a lot of like sitcoms as well, and I can be inspired by, hell, Sheldon's inspired me in my time from Big Bang Theory.
To do what?
I don't know, I can't remember now, but I know that. I actually draw inspiration from anything. I can draw inspiration from anything and conversation, like anything.
Well, I want to say, okay, maybe not inspiration. Maybe inspiration is the wrong word because you can draw inspiration from anything. So something can inspire you to do something. But I mean, like
it's changed your
change
world.
your thinking.
Yeah, kind of. I can't think of a movie that's done that. Any movie that I would think of that's anything, any documentary, anything that I've watched like that I could even think of to say. And if I was going to start thinking and say that's had some kind of profound impact on me, it would be from real life things.
But you know that, okay, what's the question exactly? What's the word that you...
Can the movies...
Can a movie ever change your world view?
Well, has a movie ever changed your worldview for the better?
So would you say that something changing your perspective is changing your worldview?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I remember as well...
You view the world from your perspective. So yeah. Because
I remember when I was younger, so obviously living a quite sheltered life, I didn't know much about like the streets and all that kind of stuff, right?
Now you do.
Now I know. Now I know. But I remember watching Gangland. Do you remember that TV show back in the day?
Gangland?
Yeah, it was like with like young kids and like the parents were in. It was like a documentary thing.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But that really changed like a lot for me in terms of how I thought and stuff.
But that wasn't made up characters. That wasn't Top Boy.
But even that Top Boy, I was like, okay, like I get it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, cool. So that's what I'm trying to say.
I think it changes my perspective of the world. Because really, when you think about your world, it's here. And I believe like with films and stuff, there's some kind of inspiration, sometimes of reality in it. But
it needs to be real for me. Top Boy couldn't inspire me to do road. Top Boy couldn't inspire me to sell drugs or inspire me to go and bust guns because it's made up. No, but I'm just saying, I'm using an example. But Paid in Full could. Do you see me? Do you see where I'm coming from? Paid in Full's real people. That's Rich Porter and Alpo and that. Like, that's real people. That could. The made up thing couldn't. Because what I'm going to do is say, oh yeah, I want to be like... Duchesne. What? Duchesne.
So dumb.
Top Boy.
Yeah, so I think it's got to be real. So I can't... And like, again, obviously, movies are movies, non-fiction. But I'm more thinking of like made up stuff. Like rather than... I can understand why you watching a depiction of a real person could inspire you.
Was that Slumdog Millionaire a real film?
I don't know. Is that a true story? Slumdog?
I don't think it is.
That's all right film as well, isn't it?
But even with that, like that helped me, like my perspective on like poverty and stuff like that was, I don't know, I just draw inspiration from things.
So has a film ever made you like reassess or like review on the way you live your life, and like take action on it as well, though. Like stop doing something or start doing something.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't think so.
Do you know what I was thinking about recently, right? In like TV shows and like movies and stuff, how when people have a hard day, they come home and they drink. And I realised how much the media glorifies alcoholism. So that's also, that I've employed in my life as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
as in that, come home, glass of red.
Yeah, but I wasn't like glass of red in all the time, trying to get abs. Do you get what I mean? But I am more aware of these things now. Like I'm more aware of how when things are difficult, people actually turn to certain vices. And I feel like movies and stuff is what has highlighted that to me.
It happens a lot in
Does that make
movies.
sense?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah, like they literally have a hard day, come home, glass of red wine. Every day, bottle. I'm like...
Or whiskey.
Yeah.
On the rocks.
On the rocks straight. I'm like, nah, this is wild.
It's hard.
So little things like that. Because I feel like, I think, when I'm watching stuff, I think quite deeply about what it is. I don't just take things at face value. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. It's interesting. I forgot the question.
Would it ever make you reassess or take action and review your life?
Yeah, it would. If it's the right thing.
I think it depends what it is as well.
Like, it's hard to think of examples on the spot, but...
Has a movie ever made you like open up your mind or like open your eyes to something?
Yeah, definitely open my mind.
you.
That's why, as I said, I go back to that whole Antarctica thing. Right now, if we were to go Antarctica, we can't go everywhere there. It's just restricted.
But is there a reason why? That
In 16, what was it? About 50 years ago,
Yeah.
that most of the countries signed a treaty to say no one can come here.
You getting into
Well, maybe because they don't want
flat
people...
Earth territory?
maybe they don't want people coming to the land and then taking over.
Yeah, but what is there for
There's
them
no
to not
go
want people to
zones.
go there?
There's no go zones on this earth. There's places that you can't fly.
Yeah.
There's places that you can't go by land. There's places that
Why?
you can't go by boat.
Exactly.
Because
There's
they
that
said-
point. Why? Like,
Who's they?
The powers
And
that be.
what makes them the one to tell me, God said I own this earth and I can walk as freely as I want to?
No,
So
there's
who are
certain
they to
places.
say-
There's no fly. If you couldn't fly on no fly zone, because if you fly there and they tell you there's a knife for no fly zone, you need to move. If you don't move, they'll
You'll
shoot
get
you
shot
out of the
down.
sky.
But I would love an explanation though. Like,
that's what I'm
what
saying.
is
You're
it,
never gonna
lions
get
eating people
in
there?
this day and age, in this generation now. We're not gonna get no explanations. Even that when stuff happens in America and they say, the CIA will say, these documents will be declassified in like 100 years. That's because in 100 years, no one's gonna
They're
care.
all gonna be dead. No one's gonna know.
Exactly, just what I'm saying. So,
Do you know, I've always wanted to do a job where I get to I just have access to classified files.
that would be mental.
Oh,
There are
the
some
mad things though.
There are some lately, there are on CIA website they've started declassifying some files, but you have to dig deep into the archives.
But
X,
I feel
Y,
like
Z.
I feel like stuff like that when you start digging, your
you don't-
home is flagged to them.
Yeah, then they know you're watching it.
Now they know
See-
you're watching,
yeah,
and I feel like
yeah,
this
yeah.
is where I get scared. I might get done for a crime I didn't commit.
Come and knocking
Or
your
I'm
door
going-
one day.
My way to Brent, I get shot down. That's mad.
I don't know.
Some of the declassified stuff has actually been put through to Washington Times and New York Times and stuff. That's why it is that we kind of know about it. I think recently there's been a lot of UFO type.
Yeah.
But that Antarctica thing is interesting. I'm guessing that you've been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube and whatnot, right?
I mean, not just YouTube, just everywhere in general. I
When
pay
you
attention.
say everywhere, right?
I just pay attention.
I've only seen it on YouTube, but I've gone down rabbit holes.
I
right?
just pay attention.
I've
That's-
heard that there is land beyond where it
I've
is
heard
where
that.
not
I've heard
allowed to
that. I've
go.
heard
And
that.
I've heard that it is not full of ice at all.
You're talking about Admiral Byrd.
100%.
Exactly. See, there you go.
So
there you go.
when I asked you, where do you hear it? Don't say here from everywhere.
Everywhere,
It definitely
everywhere,
is.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's all out there. You have to look at it this way, yeah.
Yeah, you have
back,
to, man.
Back in the see when he came out of his interview, he was just talking freely, and then like less than a day or two later, he got sanctions to say, "Listen, retract that story from the press." And all of a sudden, he was talking about X, Y, Z. Why?
So basically, what we're talking about, Esther and Marks, if you guys care. Admiral
Right,
Byrd
shade.
was a pilot, I believe.
Yeah,
General,
pilot.
something like
Yeah,
that.
American
And
pilot.
he flew past these no-fly zones in Antarctica, and he was met by 2 jets.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
And they
gonna
kind
pull
of
up side
ushered
by
him.
side.
Huh?
No man, go on.
They ushered him to a landing base just past where it is he can see, right? And then there was no bloody
Ice.
snow on that.
Yeah.
It was completely beautiful.
Antarctica?
Yeah. So supposedly.
Is it meant to be ice there? Up there?
Well, there's like a whole big ice wall now.
Oh, he's saying. Oh, you talk about the edge. This
I
is,
don't know about the edge. I don't know about
You don't
edge.
know.
No, no one's saying
Are
that
you a
about.
flat earther, young man?
Yeah. I'm not. I don't want to say flat. I'm not going to say I'm a flat earther.
Bloody
I'm
hell.
not a flat earther. I'm not a flat
earther.
earther. No. I'm not a flat earther. But what I will say again is that his storyline is well documented. Even his son that later on talked about his files and his diary. So it's like, where did this come from?
So wait, did he see anything then?
Yeah,
Of
he
no
said
fly
he was
area.
talking to some people, and this is when they started doing the nuclear testing. Like the first time they started
Yeah.
doing, and they said, "Listen, we're disappointed in what you guys are doing up there. Such and such and such. Please stop, X, Y, Z." And they don't want nothing to do with us. This is his words. This is his words.
Who they?
By the way,
Is there a documentary of this? I need this.
They met some Germans when it is that they landed, by the way.
Okay, and the
Yeah,
Germans are
yeah.
the ones who said this.
No. This book that he's talking about, some people have debunked that particular book as absolute fiction.
Okay.
But it was all during that time when it is the Third Reich was moving mad and doing all sorts of experiments during Hitler's.
Or the eugenics.
Okay.
Not just eugenics. He was doing a whole set of different stuff.
Whole stuff.
Yeah, mystic stuff and all
That's
crap.
mad, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know who's really into UFOs these days? But it's wild because when you say these things, you sound like a weirdo. Chris Brown, he's proper into like UFOs, always posting stuff on his story all the time. I'm like, this is great and all, but it's not why I came. But this is the thing, because not everyone stays woke.
I'm glad we don't live in America. I'll be honest with you. If this was America, we might look at stuff a bit differently. You have to bear in mind that there's stuff that goes on there every day.
Yeah.
That, if it was happening here, I don't know where our minds
There are
would be.
whole mountains where there are bases
Yeah.
in the mountains.
It's crazy. America-
Secret bases.
Yeah,
5 or 6 floors.
it's ridiculous.
I wonder how you get jobs like that.
Think about it. Look at
Like,
Area
it's not
51.
like Indeed or anything. I would love to have a job like that.
Look at Area 51. For like years, they said it don't exist. Then it's like, okay, it does
All
exist.
right, you called
but
us.
we're not telling you what's here. Why? What's there? And if you look at like the top of it, it looks like there's actually nothing there. Just like a empty where they like store planes and all that. But supposedly it just goes lower and lower, like levels.
Do you know,
down.
do you know what intelligent human beings are?
Yeah, stupid there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very stupid. Our own destruction, man.
That's
Trust me.
mad,
But
man.
most interesting things for me is when it is Joe Rogan sits down with certain individuals who had
Yes.
that for me is
Yes.
You had what?
been to these bases and
Really?
describe
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
things and this, that, and next. And some will claim that the government removed the identity only to basically like track back and find out, yeah, they did remove the identity because he was saying this, that, and the next. I think one guy
I
is
need to
still
watch.
alive.
I need to listen to this.
I'll get his name, but the uncanny detail that he breaks down, how he was walking through, and everybody had like they're compartmentalized. Not everybody is told one particular thing. They're working on different things. So
I think
nobody
I
can
think I
basically
watched
piece
that.
it together.
Sounds like a film.
No, Joe Rogan meets a lot of people that you'd be like, where did you find this guy from and what was
Really?
he
Okay,
actually?
isn't he problematic?
Who, Joe Rogan?
Yeah,
Was
was
he
it
white?
him? No, was
Because
it?
he said nigger.
Was that him? Okay, I'm gonna listen to it anyway. But I
I
want to get the tea on this. This sounds so interesting.
From
I love stuff about stuff I don't know. Do you get what I mean?
So do I.
It's just interesting to me. So I really
different.
believe there's so much more to this world than
100%.
like what we can even imagine. There's
a
so
lot
much that
there's a lot
goes
we're
on.
not told about. There's like,
Yeah.
there's layers, loads and loads of layers.
My fears though is like marrying somebody who's in that world, and now I'm collateral.
Bob Lazar.
Bob, yes, yeah, Bob Lazar, yeah, Bob Lazar, yeah,
You
yeah,
love
yeah.
that interview.
Yeah, Bob
Might
Lazar.
have,
Can you spell his
Change
name,
your mind.
please?
B-O-B
Yeah.
actually, no, man, I might have seen
LA.
clips. I've probably seen
Yep.
clips of some of that.
You probably have.
Yep.
A-R.
You've
Okay.
been around
And he
for
was
a
with
bit,
Joe
man.
Rogan, yeah.
Yeah.
Bob Lazar's. They tried to like say that he's never. So he said he was working in this base, and they basically tried to like they like killed him on TV, everything. Saying,
Yeah.
don't know who this guy is, etc. And then he was talking about a certain element that only now people were talking about. Was it B13? What was it called?
Not
It was something. It
B613.
was a B something. Oh, it's a something, a letter something. But
Yeah, basically he was talking about an element, that mankind of like till this day only just found out about. He was talking about it back then.
Check this, right? What they do is because our mind and evolution kind of works in a particular way, we discover certain things at different stages in our development. They would find something and store it away until
Time.
knowledge catches up, science catches up, and then they revisit it to be like, let's apply this particular knowledge to this, and then they crack certain things.
That's not understandable though. That's everybody. I thought everybody knows that's how the world works.
Not necessarily. No, but why is that understandable though?
Because they do like they drip feed us all our information. They drip like these people that are working in like labs and science. They've been doing this every day since you've been born. Every single day.
Yeah, but they try.
What do you think? Do you think
no,
they're
but
studying?
they
You think
try
they're
to
pissing in the wind. They're making advances. You see that iPhone? You think they make? You think they just make this stuff up and then just drop it? They know their next 3-4 phones.
No, I hear that.
They're working on things. So it's like what you're saying. There's technology. There's pure information that people don't need. You don't need it. This is where leadership and power comes from. There's pure information that
Who says we don't need it though?
There's pure technology that you don't need. You don't know what you're doing here. You don't need it.
No, but who's to say we don't need it though?
Because there wasn't, it's like certain things wasn't rolled out to the masses. So say like the internet, certain of these devices just no good for you because it hasn't been rolled out yet. You know that we need fiber optics and all that. It's got to come. They know it's got to come. They're ready for the plan. They're planning in advance. We're waiting like, okay,
For them
cool.
to feed us the
Something
next
comes
thing.
up. It's like, oh, it's new, it's designed. No.
But the problem.
It's like what Brett's saying. The technology's not there. You got to revisit it. The society's got to catch up. They're advanced. That's how they make all the shit.
I hear what you're saying, yeah, but one of the problems there is that if I'm correct, Brent, I'm sure one of them elements he was talking about is something to do with free energy.
Yes.
And that's the problem.
Yes.
So if we had free energy back then, we wouldn't be in a cost of living crisis now.
But it's all about control.
Yes.
So they're going to stop that. Why would they give
And
free energy to the
capitalism.
masses? What are you not talking about?
Capitalism is such a big thing.
There's not even. I don't understand. There shouldn't be no confusion there. That makes perfect sense.
But it's wicked.
It's wicked.
Wicked
And that's the thing,
leaders need to be wicked. I'm not mad at
you don't
the
need to
leaders
be.
for being wicked. This is how they win. This is like, you can follow their lead. Get wicked. Advance in life. Don't be mad at it. You just understand.
Yeah, but you can't destroy
Knowledge
that
is
earth while
power.
you're doing it though, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hear what you're saying.
No, I don't. I don't.
To a certain point.
I'm the type of guy who I want disclosure. I want to know what it is. That you're
I
hiding
do
from.
want to
Sorry.
know,
Yeah.
but like some things are not for. Some things you can't get told all the time.
No, I'm not
Give
saying
me an
that.
example.
I'm not
Give me
saying
an
that I don't
example.
want to
Because
know.
of mass hysteria, mass panic.
Okay, for example, when
You've kept it from us. for a
But
reason.
free energy is not going to cause mass
It's going to
hysteria.
change.
it's gonna change the whole landscape
Yeah.
of everything.
You see that certain things. You see that say that like space travel. You see that certain technology and stuff like that. Yeah. Like I believe, they've got the technology to do cold things. It's just not
100%.
ready to roll out in the
100%.
masses yet, and they'll just keep drip feeding it, changing the normal technology, keep changing it until there's a thing moment, and then it's like, oh, we've done this, we're patterned up. I reckon they can do madness like from Quay. You get what I'm trying to say? That because why not? What are these millions of pounds research funding, trillions of pounds? Every single
Bro, they
day,
have a black
the
budget.
resources. Every single day, this stuff's happening, and it's not just we're trying to advance as the world. It's not just one nation. It's not just England doing this. America's doing this.
China.
Russia's doing this. China's doing this. Sometimes we're not even sharing information. Like the advances that are behind closed doors. If you just use your imagination, just think. I reckon the possibilities could be endless. They could do all kinds of things.
They're beyond what we can actually think of. But I'll give you a scenario. You tell me if it's true or not. They're saying that they can no longer, they can't go to the moon right now because they lost the technology. Yes or no? Do you believe that, yes or no?
No,
But he doesn't believe that the moon exists and stuff.
You don't believe
I don't believe that they went.
You don't believe the moon exists?
Yeah, he doesn't believe it.
The moon that we see every night?
No, you can listen to Brent if you want. It's up to you.
He thinks CGI. He thinks it's CGI.
So you don't believe they went?
No, I don't think they went to the moon.
A part of me kind of believes that because how can you lose
Oh,
the
yeah, you said that
technology?
before.
No,
Yeah,
I would
fact
rather believe they're lying as opposed to them not.
But
going to the
okay,
moon.
for example, there, let's say hypothetically speaking, if they did go, how come all of a sudden you don't want to go back and you're talking about going
They've
to
been-
Mars?
they've been back.
No, but
Where?
there's been that multiple.
back. They just
No,
haven't told us.
I'm just saying.
Is
They
it the same person that
told
goes
you.
back?
They don't exist.
No, but is
then
it
what-
the same
they're
person
not
that goes back or
documented.
different
What's
people?
this space program
again?
for?
Is it
I
the
don't
same
know.
person that goes back or different people?
Different people. Here's another joke. There's like 5-6 people that went up there and they all died, but they all got twins. They're all doing different things now. How?
What?
Is-
They went to the moon?
Yeah, but they're all dead now.
Is this facts?
You can look it up. It don't make no sense. They're all
Wait,
meant to have
so-
twins,
5 of them went up to the moon.
and they're all dead.
Were they
Supposedly.
twins? Wait, were they twins before they went to the moon?
They had. I'm out.
No, I need to understand.
I'm out.
They need to tap back in. You can't leave me
Listen,
confused.
supposedly they all died and they all miraculously got twins. Every single 5 of them. That don't make no sense.
Because they never went. It's the same people. So are they doing the same jobs that the former did? The former twin
Either
did?
which way you look at it, it doesn't make no sense. Like literally.
This world is too messy,
Yeah, there's
man.
too much like
It's actually too much.
some coincidence, some
I'm happy to just know the basics.
BS.
You see what my thing is, yeah. Again, yeah. I like history. Yeah, I'm a historian. I see how mankind moved with the advances in technology through everything. Yeah, and even in the small sample size that I have in my life since I've been on Earth, yeah, nearly every aspect of it, yeah, is better, is more advanced, is changing. They're doing it all the time. You get me? Then the simple things are football boots, the way the tech breathing our clothes that can give us every aspect of everything. Music, we started off on records, now it's small, now digital, it's not even nothing anymore. Every aspect of everything I know, yeah, has always improved, always improved, always improved. And then they spent all that money. There was a big, massive thing on this, on the space race, and the arms race, the Cold War in Russia. It was such a big thing. When they went there, they made the country stop, and everybody sat down and watched it in school and all that. It was such a big, massive moment event. That was done in the 60s, yeah? But now, 2023, it's like they went, something happened and then they stopped, and then they're not trying to make man not care no more. So space ain't a big deal no more. By now, the rockets should be brazier. Moon travel and things should be normal, casual. Like everything should be advanced, like everything else in the world.
To be fair, by now, yeah, you should
but it's not. They didn't even go.
You just told us that they know many things and they're just drip feeding us. And now you're saying we should be shocked by what you're saying now?
No, but I don't think they went. They didn't go. I don't think they went.
To be fair though,
to the moon. I'm not saying the moon don't exist. I'm not even saying that they can't get there. I'm just saying that elaborate show that they put on, I don't believe it was real. I don't believe they done it.
Even though there was a space race between different countries who didn't like each other.
And then the shadows and the wind blowing and all that, these things. Like, allow me with these set up stage pics, man.
I think by now you should be able to book a trip to the moon on British Airways.
Facts.
Like,
facts.
In all that time.
Oh my
By
goodness.
now.
In all that
Listen
time.
to what you're saying.
Oh my goodness.
Of course I'm listening to what I'm saying. Because really and truly, yeah, if you are really advancing things over time, I should be able to, I want to take a trip to the moon.
Even the way we travel,
Right.
why does it take 24 hours to get to Australia?
Stop.
They should be able to bust the orbit, go on the orbit, round to the other side, and drop us
Man
back
said
in.
bust the orbit.
Are you mad? Commercial flights.
Can you
By now.
Can you remember the other day when all these billionaires went up into space?
Did they go?
Did they really go?
They didn't even go that far up.
Did they go?
My friend.
They didn't even go that far up. And what's cool was there, innit? The guy from Star Trek.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Remember that.
all of that is just like bollocks, right?
So they did go then?
Yeah, they did.
They didn't go to the moon, but they were in space.
You know there's
Right.
satellites up there currently. You know there's space stations up there currently. Are you aware?
Big Bang Theory
Or is it all
taught me that,
CGI?
so I have to tell you guys.
Man, so I'm talking to you, bro.
You say what?
Is it all CGI?
I don't know, because it's not about what's real. When it comes
It's about
with,
what's real.
No, it's not. When it comes to the CGI things, yeah, people don't like to have conversations, yeah.
I'm talking to you now.
I know. That's what's happening. I'm getting my shit off. Yeah. People don't like have to have conversations. Yeah. People don't like. You get what I'm trying to say? That you just want your opinions to be your opinions. So when people start saying things that you don't agree with, yeah, and then someone says some nonsense, yeah, you just want to cling on it. So now you're just getting onto the CGI thing. The CGI thing. I'm not saying the moon CGI or the Earth CGI or the satellites are CGI. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. These things they told me they exist. They reckon they're up there. I'm saying is unless you know, yeah, a space pilot, yeah, a man who goes to space with his mobile phone, yeah, and takes pictures and send them to you, yeah. Any picture that when you go on Google and you see that shit, yeah, is all CGI. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you want me to tell you. When you Google the satellites that they're showing you, the pictures of the Earth that's been going around, it's all CGI. There's no real pictures of it. Like, I'm not saying they don't. It's not me. It's not me. I don't know what you want to do. I'm not telling you it don't exist. I'm just telling you what happens when you go and look for stuff. I never tell you it's all CGI, but when you're looking, it's just all CGI shit. I don't know what you want to say. It's not my fault. I don't know no astronauts.
Yeah. I feel like they're the ones who sold the idea of going to the moon. They're the ones who sold we went to the moon. Like, normal human being, that there's no, outside of them telling, you can only accept what it is that they've told you. That's as far as the proof goes. What it is that they've told you, what it is that they show you. But I don't think that makes it real.
My problem is this though. Even if they hypothetically did go, now that they haven't been back in a long time. They said they've lost the technologies to go. Now they're talking about going to Mars.
They've lost the technology to go.
Why would you want to go all the way to Mars and fly past the moon? The moon is right there. We could go out and see the moon like in a couple of hours. Like, but all of a sudden you don't want to go back there. Why? If you supposedly went?
That's the thing, because they never went.
Yeah, I think it's there. I just don't.
I
think
can't
they
really. You can't be telling me in this day and age, in this age of technology and everything, that you don't have the technology to do something
everything should
that
be
you
better.
say you already done.
The space
They said
shuttle,
they
the
lost it.
spaceships.
They
Look at the
lost-
whips. Man's got Tesla cars that are driving. Man,
What
are
do you mean they
sleeping.
lost it?
They said
Man,
they
are
lost the
sleeping on the
technology.
motorway and his
What
car's
is
driving.
someone said?
The rockets ain't even brazy. They're moving strange. They're moving
100%.
strange with that stuff.
100%.
There. They're moving strange.
And more importantly, before you say that, more importantly, we keep talking about space. But what about the sea that's undiscovered?
That's a whole different story.
Just remember, there's less than 20% of the Earth's floor bed that they know of.
That's a different story. 'Cause
Less
I've seen
than
some of them
20%.
creatures down there, and that's not God. Yeah, I've been telling you. I'll tell you the truth.
I know you saw
No,
that.
no,
What's
no.
called on Joe
Don't you
Rogan
dare try to
when they
tag
saw
me.
the octopus. They're like
I've
100-foot long
seen
octopus.
Some of them
On Joe Rogan,
creatures
there's a
that
picture
live
of
on
it.
the bottom of the
There's some
sea,
crosstalk here. There's more
and they
interesting
are
conversation
not
happening here.
God.
Pull up.
I know for a fact you've seen that on Joe Rogan. He shows basically over 100-foot octopus that they just happen to see because you know that the oil rigs in the sea.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real. They got the oil rigs in the sea. They got cameras that go deep, and this octopus is just floating by over 100 foot. So imagine what else is down there. So everyone's talking about space, but we don't even know what's here.
Maybe Black Panther 2 was onto something. There might be actually people living down there.
There's always truth within films anyway, but it's just whether or not what
wanna
you
believe
see,
it.
what
And you
get
seen
from
that video
view.
that goes around? It shows you the tallest structures in the world and where they'll be if they was underground or that.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
don't
yeah,
touch-
yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah,
touch
yeah,
the
nothing.
sides.
Yeah, what was the New York State building?
All the Burj Khalifa, all these things.
what's that
and they're
mountain?
just
Mount
they're-
Everest?
They're nothing.
Baby
When you go
food.
to the
When
deepest
it's-
sections of the sea, they're minuscule.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's deep down there.
Deep.
Like
Now, God really put his back into that 6 days. He really did some things in that 6 days.
I'd love to go down there and just see what's down there for like a couple seconds.
I wouldn't,
Turn on the lights down
Change your
there.
life forever,
Remember, there's creatures down there that live in the dark. There's what was it? Is it an octopus? What was it? There was like a fish with the eyes the size of a plate. The eyes are the size of a plate.
I'm just
When
telling
I see
you.
them funky looking animals, it scares me the heebie-jeebies.
You see that there's normal animals, yeah. There's normal animals like mammals and that, yeah. Because like we only know like the popular ones. There's certain times I will see online an animal pop up and people talking about that ain't real because it looks
Yeah,
crazy.
it's mad.
And then you
Yeah,
Google it,
yeah,
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 and it's
yeah.
the realest animal you've
I
ever
always
seen.
think it tends to be like in the sea, and I'm like,
No,
why
birds,
are you
a
looking
lot
like
of there's
that?
birds
Oh.
and that. There's all kind, but brother, I'm saying yeah, there's animals I've questioned where was God at when he
When
made
this was
them,
done.
when he was doing them, yeah, like what was going on there? But it's like, you know what? I hear you. But them giants that are at the bottom of the sea, he's got nothing. That's got nothing to do with him. He didn't make those. Aliens come and put them
Man
here or
said he
something like
didn't
this.
make those.
No, he didn't.
I feel like God did,
What?
I feel like
So,
God
Brent,
did.
you say
Nah.
something?
I just feel like we're, as
You
humans,
say
we're meant to
something
take
about
everything.
No.
See everything.
I'm letting him talk. Remember.
He didn't make those.
Hold on, you see the thing that washed up on the sea the other day in China?
No, I was thinking this conversation make me itch.
It
No.
literally looks like a mermaid. Just so you know.
Oh, Brent, can you get a picture?
It washed up on China Sea the other day, and people were looking at it, and they're like, "What is this?" Like,
That is wild.
this is stuff we just hear about in films or
In Ariel and them.
Yeah,
Ariel.
like, it don't
It's
make no
mad.
sense. I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's so much we don't know,
Yeah, there's a lot to
But
be
I'm all right not
discovered
knowing,
down
boy. I ain't trying to know.
So where do you see this mermaid thing?
there. I saw it online somewhere.
Type in Chinese mermaid. Actually, no, don't.
Just a Chinese
Don't do
mermaid.
that.
you know.
That's wild.
That's not.
That's wild, man.
They say just put in mermaid on beach.
Not mermaid on the beach.
Yeah, it might not be China. I don't know where I got China from.
They be having some.
Even there's structures under the water that predate us. How? Remember they say
But
mankind.
there wasn't water there at that point. That's probably why.
Yeah, but I no, but as in like, remember
Oh.
they say that mankind is X, Y, Z, however old, but
Yeah.
these structures predate us, as in like way before
Way
mankind is
before
meant to
us.
be around. So where do they come from?
Well, just the way that Chinese whispers works, yeah. History is never gonna be like. It's never gonna be like 30 from what they tell you that they know. You weren't there at the time. Knowledge gets lost. Information gets passed wrong. It's never gonna be like it's like ballpark stuff. What we think we know. You get me? Like, but there's no one from the times to have the conversation. So finding structures from before you thought we existed is again. It's just like, all right. So
Well, all civilizations were buried underwater anyway.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the water's risen, isn't it?
Atlantis and that
Yeah.
A lot of people don't believe that was a real thing.
was a real place.
Yeah, a lot of people don't believe that was a real place.
Well, they haven't really found Atlantis yet. have they?
No. They just like they got theories of where it might be, or yeah.
But they found even though it's not underwater, they found like whole places that they didn't know existed in like rainforest. In jungle
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
That's in the last 10 years, I know they've definitely done that. Like whole civilizations, like you get me, like just under forest and all that. So yeah, no.
And bear in mind, these civilizations, which is that you're talking about, these ancient civilizations, when you look at the carvings and the pictures that they've drawn on the film,
Hieroglyphics.
what do you see?
Yeah.
You not see flipping rockets and whatnot?
Yeah, but they tried to play it off.
All the stars and whatnot.
They tried to play it down
They're
though.
telling me these human beings with so much advanced technology didn't go to the moon when our previous ancestors, they've been going back and forth.
You know
Yeah,
what's
but I'm saying, Brent, yeah, the proof, like we should be living like the Jetsons by now.
I was gonna bring them
There
up.
was
You
a
know?
period
We should be
of
living like
time
the
when
Jetsons by
everything
now.
was going
There-
that way.
There's
Once it
everything's
stopped.
advanced. Everything you can think of. Your hair's not the same how it used to come from back in. Everything's different.
Money.
Apart from that don't make no sense,
Why,
bro.
why aren't we living like the
Money and
Jetsons
power.
then?
Money and power.
even education's not advanced.
Money and power.
Is why we're not living like Jetsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we keep
Yeah.
people down, innit? And
Like as he said, we have already discovered renewable energy that is completely like free, completely like, and they're keeping that from us because of all these other energy industries that make a whole set of money,
yeah, thrive on it.
and power comes with that. I believe that they're waiting patiently for when either the earth can no longer sustain itself and they now need to do something, and then they're gonna be like,
It's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late.
anti-gravity. We've done.
It's gonna be
discovered
too
that
late,
kind of-
man.
Yeah, it's just strange. I think it's funny. Actually believe that there's so many things that people like
think
ridicule
Buster-
and
the
mock
bit is
and
that
think
is
that ain't true.
obviously
Yeah,
good thing.
and I don't know. We're never gonna find out. Yeah, but I think
Like what though?
I don't know. Like just
No,
certain
go on,
things,
give me an
man.
example. Just give me one.
Like I don't know, like them underground civilizations, like this and that. That's all like Greek mythology shit. That's not necessarily like that's not like history. You get what I'm trying to say? That's not legit. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, but like there's just certain things that people turn their nose up at. It's like where they come from. They come from somewhere. There might be something to them. You get me?
I remember on the Joe Rogan show, this guy, I can't remember if he's an archaeologist. He was talking about they found this land that is like it's like a big hole basically, and it's got its own little rainforest down there and whatever, and it takes 2 days to get through. Like they only discovered it a couple years back or whatever. And in my mind, I'm saying, hold on, this thing has been there for how long? How much other tunnels are there like this in and around the world?
You see what? Yeah, there was a race to explore the world. Yeah, from back in the day, innit? Yeah, and the problem is humans feel like they clocked it. You know what I'm trying to say?
But he didn't though.
Yeah, so once capitalism comes involved and all this technology stuff, and they get to a certain point, they got all this money and now they're worried about different things. Now they're building on what they got and all that kind of stuff. There's not an exploration race anymore like that. They're not hungry to find things out as they was back in the day because they didn't know. We've lived through it. We've got bare things.
No, they are.
They're not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
in
It's not
mainstream.
ferocious. It's not ferocious.
It's not, brother. It's just not mainstream. What we're focused on is what's on social media, all these celebrities and whatnot. They're doing what they're doing. BlackRock is doing a madness. I'm telling you, them mountains, they have whole civilizations in their mountains.
That's crazy.
And they're doing bare experiments in their mountains.
Still uncharted territory. Obviously, the sea. Yeah, there's only so far they can dive in it. So there's only so much you can do down there. Man can't even breathe down there. So there's pure nothingness down there anyway. Yeah, but the rainforest, the jungle,
I
the
think
earth,
they've
there's
done
bare
gone
of it.
down
and
there.
There's bare of it that's untouched. You know, and you wouldn't assume that. Yeah, the fact because we've been here so long, untouched.
Have you seen them videos of the UFOs descending into the ocean?
Yes.
And coming back
I
out?
saw that.
I ain't seen that.
This is footage that they've had for years.
Yeah.
You're telling me human beings seeing that and not going to look to find out what's down there.
But it's how far they go down though. That's the problem.
Is it real footage though?
Yeah, it's real footage.
Yeah.
So but when I first saw it,
declassified
it was just a picture, and then basically what happens is that you know when something splashes into the water, you just saw the splash, you didn't see what went in, and then that was just a picture. Then literally only this year I saw the actual video where an aeroplane is chasing whatever it is. It dives into the water, and then straight after, like a helicopter comes to the boat, and obviously it's probably one of them CIA man to say like, "Yo, give us your phone," or "What did you see?" or blah blah blah. Straight away I said raw. And I've heard they call them the Tic Tacs because they basically they look like a Tic Tac,
Their
but
movement
they're
is
this big.
mad.
Can't keep up with them, and they've been here for time, going back and forth wherever they're going, but they can go in the water, submerge for a second, come back up and just bounce.
Have you? Is this real footage? Have you not seen this?
Bro,
There's
it's
real
real
footage. I
footage.
told you they've
But
disclosed
look it up,
it.
it's
They're
real.
doing it bit by bit by
Yeah,
bit by
bit. They don't-
In my mind, they're trying to distract it from something, right? Now, I think it was Obama who, when it is he was in, was it Obama? It was Trump, I think. He had put something in place, and where he said, at the end of a certain year, you guys have to disclose this. Because
Yeah.
he too, he was puzzled. Like,
Yeah,
why am I
yeah.
hearing so much about this, that, and next, and there's no information here for me? So now we're seeing it drip fed.
Slowly.
It's mad.
Strange, man. Very, very strange. I always said it. I made a theory. I said, listen, they're going to do their digging and they're going to keep trying to explore the bottom of the sea. By the time they get to 50%, they're going to wish they never got there. They're going to come across something.
I don't think they'll ever be able to get to the bottom of it. You know?
No, they will. No, as
I
in
feel
that,
like-
to just remember, we're just talking about mapping out the bottom of the ocean. And it's only like
Yeah.
less than 20%. By the time they get to 50, they're going to wish they never got there. 100%. That probably won't even happen in
This
our
I
lifetime.
feel like this is how like diseases and
That
stuff
is
are just
a
gonna
good
come into
question.
the land, you know.
Man said, how can a mountain or a cave, that's got no sun and no rain?
There's life inside mountains. What are you talking about?
What?
There's life in there.
Yeah, but it's got no sun.
It's
Photosynthesis.
precisely. This is
Yeah.
how
It's got
amazing
its
it
own-
is.
it's
There's
got its
still
own
life
what's it
in
called
there.
now?
What?
Them
Trees?
stalactites and stalagmites are living
Where's the-
organisms.
No, I'm saying there's trees in there.
Yes, and there's water, and there's little
It's got its own
organisms
living organisms.
Yeah, but
around
what
there.
about photosynthesis?
Who?
where you need the light, right?
Photosynthesis. What about
Yes, a different form of
photosynthesis?
life.
I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying.
Form
Right,
of life.
what was the question? How can what?
How can a mountain or a cave with no rain and no sunshine have trees and thing in it?
That's it. Of course it can. There's a plant in the world that just grows in the dark.
That's just one plant. You
I know,
said
but
trees and-
There might be
it's
more.
possible. The point that matters is possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, the point that matters is possible.
Okay, just checking, man. Go ask the right questions.
Nah,
man.
the world's a wonderful place, and
Yeah.
half the stuff is because our knowledge is limited, or we just don't go searching for these particular answers to the questions that we have, or that we don't ask.
Don't you believe that there's some things? This is why I said that I don't think they're gonna get to the bottom of it yet, because I feel like there's certain things that we're not meant to know. It's gonna be like when they were trying
What
to
does that
They
mean?
just don't
What
want
does
us
that
to
mean?
know.
like, as in no, as in God does not
What does
not
that
put it
mean?
in place for us to know. So I feel like the more human beings go digging, I don't think they'll ever be able to find
News
the
always says
sovereignty
that
of
you're
it.
not supposed to know everything. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
what
don't
does that-
believe
what
I
do
don't
you
believe
mean?
God created
I don't-
everything for us to know all of it.
I think you should always be searching in the powerful knowledge.
No,
Like,
you
what
can
you
do
mean?
that until you
No, but
life is
there's-
taken from you.
no, but
you
there's-
can't research anymore.
No, I want to know as much as I can. I
There's
want
a
to know
difference.
everything.
There's a difference between something happening to you and you're like, oh, that happened for a reason, but I'll never know the reason. And some people having some knowledge or something and never telling you why this is going on. Two different things.
Because some things, like you just don't need to know. I just think it's human arrogance where we feel like we deserve to know this, and our brains are so great enough and so intelligent enough that we are going to go and find this and find that. And I just don't think there's any need for it. Because all this stuff as well, like they wouldn't think that far ahead, or they can't predict what the consequences of these things are going to be. You don't know what you're exposing yourself to. Now, heck, we've got another lockdown because someone was acting up in the sea, and now we've got another disease. And I just think there's just so much that is not necessary to know. The land that we've been given, we don't even know. We haven't used all of it. So why would you want to go?
I think not everybody's temperament or mental station can
Yeah.
handle certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for those that can, you can't look to tell me I shouldn't know about that because
I wanna
I'm trying
know.
to shut your mouth.
No, but that's the thing that you think you can handle until you then, like you said about if they go 50%, they're gonna wish they didn't. You think you can handle stuff
That's
until
what
you're
he
faced
said.
with it.
you
That's what
find
he
something.
said.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
accept
a
that.
theory. That's a
That's
theory.
what he
Sorry,
said.
That's a theory.
explorers and adventurers don't
Yeah.
abide by that particular.
No, but it's just a
mindset.
theory
But
though.
don't-
It's just I want to know. I want to go all the way to 100% to see everything down
Yeah.
there. But I just feel like by the time they get to 50%, they're gonna start finding some stuff that they just really didn't want to come across.
Nah. I actually believe the Loch Ness monster exists.
Okay, that's like what's it called? Megalodon, the shark. I believe that exists.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were
Is that a
saying
shark's name?
No,
Or the
no,
type
no,
of
no.
shark?
They call it.
But yes, I do believe
No,
so.
Yes,
the
it's meant to be an
megalodon.
extinct
The
shark.
megalodon was
Oh.
real, so it existed at some point.
No, but I'm saying recently.
In it, I'm sure megalodons.
Yeah, no,
megalodons are real.
it existed in the dinosaur days. But basically, recently, so you know, like on the satellites,
Yeah.
this guy's on the satellite. He's just zooming in, doing whatever he wants, and then he sees something in the ocean, which he doesn't
Using
think.
satellite?
Satellite. He's using the satellite.
What, in space?
I don't know if it was in space. I don't know. Must
There
be.
are no
Must be.
satellites in space. Ask Max.
Anyhow, he's using the satellite. He's zooming in into the ocean, and he sees something. He doesn't think nothing of it, but he zooms in closer, What he sees looks exactly like a shark. And because they're in America, you know they got them yellow school buses.
Yeah.
So he puts it.
Special buses.
Yeah. So
the
he
school buses.
he uses it as like a as a
reference,
guide,
yeah,
as a
yeah,
reference.
yeah.
It is the exact same size. Those sharks are not meant to exist.
There's
now.
more than one.
What has to
Wait,
be?
a
It's
yellow
huge.
bus, and that's a megalodon. That's not big.
Of course it is.
A yellow bus.
Those buses are like 40 feet long.
Bruv, I've seen whales bigger than that bus.
I know,
Yeah,
but
Megalodon's supposed to be way bigger than that. That's not
40 feet. Yeah, they're
Wait.
like, they're 40 feet is a big for a shark. What do you mean?
a great white can go to like 32 and that.
Can it?
I'm really sure the biggest one on record is like 34 or something like that. Stupid. Like
Anyway, point of the matter is that they haven't seen sharks that big. I believe Megalodon exists. Whether or not,
Alright, you guys believe that dinosaurs roamed this earth at one point in time, right?
yeah.
I don't
What
know.
is the, I don't understand why you just paused. Do you believe that dinosaurs once roamed this earth?
I did, yes. I do.
How about you?
I don't know about dinosaurs.
All right, cool.
What?
Esther?
I don't know.
I know people got fossils in
What about
their
giants?
foolishness, but
What
I don't
about-
know.
what about
I don't know
giants?
about
What about
them.
Let me finish the question. Let me finish the
I
question.
don't know
Giants I
about
believe because it's in the Bible.
Let me finish the
but
question.
I don't know about dinosaurs.
I don't know about
question.
dinosaurs in the Bible.
Cool.
I don't remember Noah taking them two into the ark.
Yeah.
But okay.
Cool. So if you do believe in it, right, and you believe that there was, I don't know, a cataclysmic event that just mashed all of them up, you know that, as you said, the ocean is undiscovered, like a large majority
Facts,
of it,
yeah.
and there would have been dinosaurs that were in the water,
Yeah.
like water beings.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So yes, the ones on Earth would have been murked, fossilized, whatever. But what about the ones that could live and
you think they're still down there?
survive in the ocean? And that's where the whole Loch Ness stuff comes to my mind. And obviously, when it is that cataclysmic event happened, and even with the tectonic plates shifting, and
Yeah,
stuff,
straight, yeah. Every
like you're blocking certain pathways through different ocean ocean tunnels and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you now discover the ocean proper, you're going to find out areas that you haven't had access to yet,
True.
where you're now seeing creatures that you've never seen, the ones that you're even seeing that's not even flipping godly,
Do you know any
because
friends?
the entry or the gateway is now like open. Do you understand? Telling you.
So you still think? So you
Lucky,
think?
Lucky
I wouldn't
from
be
Scotty?
surprised. I
I'm
wouldn't
telling
be
you.
surprised.
You're
Lucky from Scotty.
It's great.
I wouldn't
So
be
you
surprised.
do you feel like the creatures are there now? You think like dinosaurs, the water ones, still exist right now?
Well, alligators are dinosaurs.
A descendant from,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Elephants, mammals. One of them
The,
ones.
the
There's
descendants
loads
from-
down there.
So what was the event that got rid of the Earth ones, and how did
obviously, some people who aren't like religious, they think it's just like
A flood.
asteroid or whatnot. No.
Yeah, but I'm
Not
trying to find out
religious.
how you have descendants if
I
they got
believe
destroyed.
it was the flood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how then would they have descendants if they got destroyed?
Who?
Dinosaurs on them. You said elephants are descendants of dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, but you said how did they get into the ark?
No. You
Elephants
said
were in the ark.
no. This has got nothing to do with the ark.
Man
This
is
is-
saying, she's saying that people
You're
talking about
saying it was-
elephants, alligators, reptiles. These are descendants of.
Well, you're saying
this
that
thing.
exactly, but you're saying
there was
they were
a-
eradicated.
They was eradicated. So,
So
where,
descended
descendants
from
what?
where? Well, the sperm and egg was chilling somewhere.
Listen, you just said the ark had all these animals.
I
Why couldn't
said-
an alligator be in the flipping ark?
True.
No,
That's not your neck.
This is what she's saying to you. Yeah, you're saying there's
If everything got removed, how can it come again? Right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because you said to me, that the dinosaurs, maybe you're saying it for a fact that they may exist underwater, but the ones on land got taken, got right?
Yeah.
How then can they have descendants on Earth if they were eradicated? Like, wouldn't you to have a descendant? Doesn't a piece of you have to be around for you to then go on to then procreate? Now it's a different version, and at some point, So what was it like? What were the conditions that changed? If the dinosaurs got destroyed, because whatever happens, the descendants now, aren't they going to grow to dinosaurs at some point then?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Different climate.
evolution.
Yeah, evolution.
The adaptation of the new climate and all sorts.
Do you believe in
changes.
evolution? So that the little.
It's not about believing in evolution. Evolution is it's a fact. It's a state of existence.
So I'm saying so that the tadpoles and thing turn into
That's
to
different.
fish and all that, and then turn into a land mammal. So it walked out into the land mammal, and then got then turned into like a little monkey and thing. Like obviously, it's over millions and millions of years. So it started off as a little tadpole, then it turned to like a little shark, crocodilia, maybe kind of thing. Then it walked up out of the sea. Then it got lungs and thing. Then obviously it understood, okay, because I got lungs, let me just get legs and that. So then it got legs and fur and that, and then
So let me
monkeys.
just get
I
like
don't
that.
believe I came from.
I
a
don't
then-
believe it. I don't. No,
No,
I don't
yeah,
believe
I was
that.
gonna ask you that
I don't
next.
believe
Well, you
that.
didn't come from a monkey. You come from the tadpole thing. Because this whole generation.
See,
This is what it
whatever
turns
came
from.
before
Homo
the monkey-
sapien, Homo sapien,
Whatever came
Homo
before the
sapien.
monkey, I don't believe in that. I believe that God made these things.
I'm just telling you what happened. It was in the sea. Yeah, it was in the sea. Literally,
I'm hearing
whatever.
what you're saying. It's a theory.
Then it came out
It's
to
a-
the
Yeah,
land.
it's a theory. I don't
But that's
believe
what
in
you
that.
meant by evolution. You were quick to say
This is what
it's a fact.
evolution is.
No,
That's
but
not
there's
evolution. That's the evolution of humankind. That's how we got here. That's what they're saying.
There's a particular term for it. Hold up, I'll tell you.
I'm telling you. I don't
even
know.
scientists say there's a big jump between like the Homo sapiens to where we are now, where it doesn't make no sense. Where once upon a time we were
Yeah,
dumb.
because I always wonder why no monkey has turned into a human being in our
Right.
lifetime.
They say there's a big jump. There's a jump. Like if you look at the evolution that they
Yeah, the
claim,
chart.
yeah, there's a jump where like we just suddenly get smarter from nowhere. Like I always say, where did mankind come up with fire? Where? So what? You're telling me some dude was just sitting there, started rubbing
It was
wood together,
It
and
was out of
then
necessity.
Maybe something bored, you know. You just doesn't think our boredom.
what?
Maybe
Just
rubbing
made fire.
sticks. Just talking to his
man.
girl. She's like, I just think it's funny how, and he's like, yeah, okay, I'm listening to you. And then next, like, oh my gosh, look, I discovered something.
Yeah, they would
So
have been.
penicillin was discovered by accident. Some
they-
things maybe it was discovered by
Yeah,
accident.
they would have been fucking around with rocks and thing. Made the flint.
Throwing rocks at each other. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and then the spark one time, and then the
It's like,
spark hit the
ooh.
leaf, and then they saw it.
See, that's a
said,
theory.
"Let's
That's what I'm
try
saying.
this."
That's a theory. It's not a fact. No one's gonna tell me where fire comes from. No
Honestly,
one can
yeah,
tell me where
none
fire
of these
comes
are
from.
facts. The damn dinosaurs
I
are
can
not
tell you
facts
where
to me.
fire
bro.
came from. What are you talking about? I have a theory.
Where did,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
we
but it's
go.
a
I have an answer
theory.
for everything.
It's
But the
not a
theory
fact
was
though.
not a fact.
Okay,
what's
what's your theory? What's your
Here we
theory?
go.
All right, so
Here we go.
and this is only if it is you believe in certain books or records, right?
Yeah.
I believe that the Bible existed in different forms before it now exists as what we
finished
see
book.
today, right?
Okay.
Obviously, recently we've found
I believe
more
that too, actually.
scrolls and books that didn't that previously was in the Bible, but it was taken out of the
Taking
Bible.
out
Yeah.
like Enoch.
Yeah, the Book of Enoch. Yeah, yeah. But in these books, it tells of the fallen angels teaching man how to basically use alchemy, how to make weapons of war, which is kind of the same thing, how to read the stars, women how to rouge their faces and whatnot. So the angels gave man knowledge that they
Okay.
didn't have
Okay.
before.
See,
So that would be the whole fire stuff.
see, that's
so
what
the
it
angels
had
give
to
us
come.
knowledge.
My point is this: though, it had to come from somewhere.
So what if you're atheist?
The
That's
angel I'm talking to.
you're ridiculous.
Angels
No, what if you're atheist? Where did fire come from if you're atheist?
You can
No, the
you can
Bible
believe
said-
whatever you want to believe.
No,
The
I'm
angels
asking, no, I'm not. I'm not challenging you. I'm
saying
asking
this
you.
is what I believe.
No, I'm
The
not asking you
atheists
about your
can believe
beliefs.
whatever
Let me
they
tell you-
want.
let me
I'm
tell you
not
how you get
challenging
it.
you.
You
Sorry,
see
I don't know
how
why
a
I'm getting
man believes
pushed
what
back.
he wants to believe.
Why am I getting pushed back for? I
Let
just
me
asked the
tell you
question.
how the atheists would get the fire.
Go on.
From the child of God who listens to the angels. That's how. Now that
Basically,
knowledge is passed on from that
basically,
person to
basically,
you. You're
basically.
welcome. That's how you get knowledge.
Because obviously,
aye.
if there were civilizations before and it was completely wiped out, like the Incas and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
Like humanity had to start again somehow,
somewhere.
and relearn things that were lost before, right? So in my head, there is some form of transaction between knowledge and entities that don't exist on this human plane that have passed on information to us.
Passed on
This is my belief.
information. Wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Do you believe that when God ended the world with the flood, right, he actually created some more people, or was it just Noah and his sons that populated the earth again?
I don't think
Just
everybody.
Noah and his sons, just the homosexual thing.
No, because they had wives, you egg.
Oh, I just heard Noah and his sons.
Yeah, I bet you did.
That's what you
Noah
said.
and his wives. I just meant obviously the men were there with the women that they were with.
Yeah.
And they populated the
Well,
earth
if
again.
that's how it started,
But some people
why
would
couldn't
have.
it
Not
continue
everybody.
like that?
Some people would have survived that one in the ark, though.
But that's how
surely.
it started, though, is it?
Like because of good swimmers.
Just through life, through most things. Only people who didn't make it was the dinosaurs.
What, rafts and stuff.
People always make it. People always make it through disasters.
So you
Everybody-
think that
everybody-
human beings can swim the way out of a flood, but the big ass dinosaurs could not stand their way through the flood?
I'm just saying, just logically, just if you just think about it. Even if there was like a mad thing here now on Earth, like there's gonna be like some people are gonna make it. Like some people would have made it that wasn't on that ark just naturally.
No, that. But to be fair, God's idea was that to just clear it up.
Yeah, the entire
Yeah.
earth
Clear
was covered
shot.
in water.
Yeah, cleanse.
The entire earth was covered in water. And this is if it is that you subscribe to this particular belief, by the way.
Yeah, but also, so what do you mean by that's how the world started? So it could.
Adam and Eve is one and one, and
Yeah.
then they had to populate.
Yeah, but you know there was other human beings created. Do you believe that was other human beings created as well?
This is what you're now telling me.
But they were just special people.
This is what you're telling me.
I'm telling you what.
You just told me that other human beings were created other
Yeah,
than
but Adam and Eve were just God's chosen people. They were
This
God's
is what
favorites.
you're telling me. I don't subscribe to that.
This is why I'm asking you. So
No,
you
I
don't believe that?
I don't subscribe
So
to
you
that.
believe
It
Adam and
started-
Eve
yeah,
had so much
and-
sex that they populated the entire world?
No. They had
9
children,
months
and those
per
children
child.
had sex together, and then they went.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Interesting.
Some people believe that Adam and Eve were the first, but then God went over there and made some more. Some people believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I
you believe
they
that
were
Adam
just-
and Eve were just there and they populated the whole world, all the billions?
They were the Genesis.
So they were the first two that
Yeah.
ever existed and they populated the whole world.
Yeah. Everything comes from them.
I used to think that.
You don't
What
think
did you
that no
mind?
more?
Was it in your church? The old church?
White
I
church.
hope the angels bring this up in your fire when you go over there.
Was it white church?
No, because I used to believe that, but then I learnt that no, that's not how. Like that Adam and Eve are God's chosen people because from their lineage is how Jesus came. So they were just God's chosen people, but there was other people. There's other people because they lived in the Garden of Eden, right? And that was just the special place for them. But there were other human beings and stuff.
Well, Adam and Eve, black or white?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
What do you think?
Don't ask me stupid questions. There.
So why didn't the Bible mention the other human
Depends
beings
who's
that
hot
God
there or not.
created? Because obviously
Sorry,
there's
because
a
Adam and
there's a
Eve-
genealogy, there's a record of the births
Absolutely.
from
yeah.
the beginning. How
Yeah.
come no record was taken of the others?
Because they weren't important. Sadly enough, they weren't important. Because what God was going to do with mankind through Jesus, everything was through the lineage of Adam and Eve. So they were the ones who the story was about. They were the ones who the salvation story began with. So that's why they were important to be in the Bible. And so David, all of them, all the important people, all came from that line of generation.
I mean, it would be an interesting concept, God making other human beings,
Yeah.
and not it recording it in the Bible because it's not important.
It's like having a baby and not registering it.
They did it all the
Having a
time.
what?
It's like having a baby and not registering it.
That happens all the time.
Not registering the baby.
Mm-hmm.
What would make someone not register a baby?
Conditions.
What conditions?
Probably.
Poverty.
Mm.
Oh,
Unless he went to be born off the grid or something. I don't
I
know.
thought they were going to sell the baby.
I mean, we take our life for
I don't know, but I thought that's where we're going.
we
with this.
take our life for granted.
Definitely,
Yeah? But there's
definitely.
people every day who live all over the world in all different types of conditions. Babies getting registered is normal in some parts of the world. Not getting registered is very normal in some parts of the world. It's not a thing for some people even.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of poverty, to be fair. I just thought you meant for criminal purposes.
Oh, no,
Like they're going to sell the baby on the black market or something. So you wouldn't want the government to know you had a baby.
Oh, no, if you did it in this England, then I guess most babies would be registered.
Yeah.
No birth
Alright.
certificate.
It's interesting.
I'm done with
I'm-
conspiracy theories for today.
Yeah, I think we should just move on. This was like a worker joke topic of the day.
Walk a joke.
We did manage to get through the questions. I'm not even going to attempt it. I think we should just get into headlines.
I think we should.
Ed, there's many times that I'm not logical. That's what happens when when I'm exploring thoughts and theories I don't know about. I try to find reason and logic to it, but a lot of people wouldn't think it's logical, and I'm fine with that.
All right, let's get into our next headlines, man.
I didn't know you had no behavior much.
What you say?
You got socks.
Had these for ages.
Even I knew that.
Don't have any.
You've seen me wear them. Huh?
Oh.
I am now telling you. Never mind.
It's all right because
You
that's the
weren't
same way you don't have the
listening, you
new black
weren't
hoodie.
Yeah, I don't have any black hoodie,
Anyway.
so... We'll do a trade-off. When I get my new black hoodie, I'm
You get some
gonna get some
socks. All right, so our next headline is about a Cardiff car crash and tributes to 3 found dead after night out. So tributes have been paid to 3 people who were found dead in a crashed car days after they went missing. Eve Smith, age 21, Darcy Ross, age 21, and Raphael Jean, age 24, were found in a car which had come off a major road in Cardiff. Sophie Ruston, who's age 20, and Shane Lolin, who's age 32, were taken to hospital where they remain in a critical condition. All 5 had been on a night out in Newport when the car is believed to have veered off the A48 into trees, with it unclear what exactly happened. Sophie Ruston was having surgery on Monday evening. South Wales Police said specialist officers are trying to piece together what happened. Family and friends had made repeated appeals to find the missing group over the course of the weekend. The mother of one of the women said she had been told to stop contacting police for updates. Speaking at the scene, a friend of the 3 women said she believed the police could have done a lot more. Tamsin Samuels, age 20, said they only posted the appeal an hour before the girls were found, We found them before the police found them. We rang the police. She added they were really popular girls, the life of the party, and it was really out of character for them to do what they did, which is why we knew something was wrong. The group was last seen in Landelen, Lannerdern, something like that, in Cardiff, in the early hours of Saturday, but it is not yet clear when the crash happened. That's very, very sad, you know. All right, next headline as well, the firefighters will not strike after accepting new pay offer. Firefighters have accepted a new pay offer, meaning strike action, which was put on hold during negotiations last month, will not go ahead. The deal includes a 7% pay rise backdated to last July, with a further 5% from July this year. Some 96% of Fire Brigades Union, FBU, members voted to take the offer with an 84% turnout. Had the strikes gone ahead, they would have been the first UK-wide fire service strikes over pay since 2003. FBU's General Secretary, Matt Rack, said an overwhelming majority of members had backed the settlement, which he described as favourable to firefighters. More than 80% of FBU members had backed strike action in December before it was delayed while talks took place in February. The union's executive had recommended that members voted to accept the new offer during the ballots, which closed on Monday. Mr. Rack praised the process of collective bargaining, in which pay and conditions are negotiated on behalf of a group of workers, and said it was a better alternative to independent pay review bodies, which advised the government on pay for public sector workers. We moved up employers from 2% in June last year to 5% in November, and now to 7% plus 5%, with an agreement to immediate talks on other areas where there are concerns over pay, he said. But he added the union had not wanted to sugarcoat the offer, saying the initial 7% rise was still a real terms pay cut amid high inflation. Prior to the latest agreement, a trainee firefighter in London earned a salary of £28,730, rising to £37,032 once they were qualified. Outside of London, trainee fighters could earn £24,101,000, rising to £32,244 when qualified. As reported here on TDA, there has been a wave of industrial action across the country in recent months, with strikes by hundreds of thousands of different workers, including nurses, teachers, civil servants, and railway workers. And our last headline in this segment is Charles Bronson would not cope with release. Charles Bronson, one of the UK's longest-serving prisoners, would not cope with being released, a parole board panel has heard. The 70-year-old, one of the UK's most violent offenders, has been in prison for much of the last 50 years. The first witness, his prison offender manager, said Bronson would not have the skills to cope on the outside. The panel heard that he spends 23 hours a day in his cell and only associates with 3 other inmates who he does not get on with. Shaven-headed Bronson was wearing a suit and small round glasses. When asked to give evidence, he spoke for about 10 minutes. First of all, he said, "It's no secret I've had more porridge than Goldilocks and the 3 bears, and I'm sick of it. I've had enough of it and I want to go home. Of the 50 years I have been in prison, I have probably deserved a good 35 of it because I have been very naughty. Not naughty, but just naughty. I have had 11 hostages. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it." Sorry, you're trying to get out. Bronson told the hearing he was now able to control his emotions. He said, "I was battling against the system. It was my way of getting back, and there's nothing like wrapping a governor up like a Christmas turkey."
Wow.
This man's really not trying to come out. "I have come to the stage of my life now, where I'm going out with a bus pass. I have slept in body belts. I have slept in straight jackets. But how much longer have I got to go? I'm ready now. I'm a chilled out man. I feel comfortable in myself. I handle situations 100 times better than I used to." Bronson added he was no longer angry and was a born-again artist, and said it was his mum's last dream for him to be released. What is a born-again artist, please?
Is that like a born-again Christian?
That's why I thought we were going to go with it, but no. I really feel like this man means he's a born-again artist.
He's on all the smoke.
Matt said I've had more porridge here than Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
It's a long time to be in jail, man.
That's a mad time.
I swear he went in for something like small as well, if I'm correct.
70. Who knows? But he's the most violent one of the UK's most violent offenders.
That's rough.
Wild. That is wild.
Free Bronson.
Mate. Bronson he's not trying to free himself. He's out here making jokes.
It's been inside that long though, man. You're gonna have to. What do? You laugh? Do you cry? Like what?
Like you just let's go back to your cell, innit? And beef the 3 people you always beefing with.
23.
It's mad.
Oh well.
But yeah, man. All right, let's get into Word on Road. Sorry, I didn't play anything. Right. Okay, my first bit of tea for you guys is so cute. So obviously, The Little Mermaid is coming out soon, and it's got Halle, who is black, Halle Bailey, and she's got locks, which is just great. But she's got her new a mermaid doll, a Barbie. Can you put the picture up, please? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get one. It's so cute. It's absolutely adorable. So she's got a Little Mermaid black Barbie doll.
Hold on.
And it's got locks.
Is that locks?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
That's not locks, that's curls.
No, it's not.
That looks like curls, no?
Looks like curls to me.
I don't know that locks.
I'm sorry. Are you guys the one that did
No,
I'm
sorry.
Two black men.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
About
no,
black woman's hair.
I'm just saying what I see.
And they might be right.
They're not right.
I'm just saying. What can you see? Does that look?
It's
I'm
curly.
limited
It's
'cause
curly thingy.
I have black
Curly
man
locks.
eyes.
Yeah, because that's how her hair is in the film, innit? So
Oh, yeah,
obviously,
for
because
real.
Little Mermaid, Ariel's hair is curly. So in the film, they curled her locks, but the point is that there's still locks in that, like the top part.
If you look closely, you can see a couple strands that are locks.
Not a couple. You get
Not right at the beginning, like it's just there, but the others aren't so much lock.
Yeah, my eyes are good, you know.
this is the
I'm
kind of
just
shit
saying.
Angelique was talking
It's
about.
in between.
This is I get where Angelique is coming from. This is the kind of shit she was talking about. You guys are ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
It's some damn locks.
I know
Obviously, it's
what
like
I'm looking
curly bits of hair under, but the first layer of the hair is locks.
The first layer.
Oh my gosh! What more do you want?
I'm just saying what I see. I'm just,
Anyway, big up Halle, innit?
my eyes don't deceive me.
So yeah, she put a video up on Instagram and just talking about, she's very excited and it's so lovely. And she's got a mole here just above her eyebrow. The Barbie's got it too.
Big up Halle, you know?
I know, right? And her caption was, OMG, the little girl in me is pinching herself right now. I have my own Little Mermaid Ariel doll. I can't believe how much she captures my version of this iconic character. BRB gonna go cry now. And obviously the Beehive, they'd be listening. So in the background, you can hear Beyonce saying, oh, I want one. And obviously Beyonce was like, oh my gosh, da. Well, the Beehive were like, oh my gosh, Beyonce. Da.
I was Beyonce in as well, yeah?
In what?
Oh, sorry, I thought you mentioned...
No.
anything.
Basically,
Okay.
Beyonce is her and her sister Chloe. They're mental.
Okay.
So they're probably like, cool with Beyonce. So just people hearing like, Beyonce in the background, like, oh, I want one kind of thing. I guess she was there when she unveiled it. Like, oh, you guys you're chilling with Beyonce kind of thing. It's the whole Beehive thing. Is,
Prices will probably go up. Sales will go up.
mate, I know, right? I want one actually, though.
You gonna get one?
Yeah.
What
Well,
are you?
for my niece.
What are you don't really? Oh, for yourself. Okay, I thought you could get
No,
one
for myself.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
I meant for myself. What's funny about
There's
that?
no judgment. There's no.
Man said I was sure.
I had to ask.
No, I actually want to get one for myself.
But the thing is, he asks and he's like, he's trash. He's like,
Yeah, I know, he's thinking. This weirdo. And after I confirmed it, you still look puzzled.
No, I went. I just.
No. When I was younger, Barbies was my thing. I used to be a Barbie collector.
Yeah.
Like I had so many Barbies, it was ridiculous. It was actually my thing.
See, on the flip side, like a couple man had that G.I. Joe when we were younger.
Yeah, see, yeah.
That was a thing.
Well, Barbie was my thing. So if they had a black G.I. Joe,
Did you get one? Yeah.
no, gonna have to do me. I'm saying you guys.
Oh yeah, I would have got one. I got all the. I had.
I mean, at this
G.I. Joes.
age.
Nah, I'm past that now, man.
I don't know. I had them army men,
Oh, who?
the green army men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody had those.
Everyone,
But I'm just saying, I just didn't have the dolls. That's what I'm saying.
Are you throwing shade at me?
Nope. Rich.
You
Nah,
better.
it's alright, man. I like G.I. Joe, man. I like what I like. It is what it is, man. What can you do?
But yeah, so that happened, and then also someone else was in trending. So I've told you guys about Young Miami and Diddy and that whole thing that they were doing. She tweeted the other day. Hold on, let me see what it was. I forgot to send myself the screenshot. She said, "I'm not sharing my next nigga," and you know why I hear it, Miami. I hear it.
Why?
So the most of us don't want to share, but sometimes the guys want to be shared. But I hear it. But obviously, she did a whole thing about Diddy and I don't care and we just go together and we're not together and blah 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 blah. But deep down, and she will always be fighting people that said, I mean, obviously it's not people's business anyway, but people always say to her like, "Ma'am, one better for yourself," kind of thing.
I mean,
But she would always be fighting them.
can't say
It needs to come out now.
can't say guys always want to be shared.
A lot of guys want to be shared. And they don't even give you the memo that you're sharing them. At least Diddy told her.
You're sure?
They don't even give you the memo.
They don't give you the memo. Because if I know that, then that's fine. I can go forth and share too. But in the dark.
Why don't you just assume that that's what they're on?
I don't want to live like that.
I hear that.
Pure assumptions.
It's very stressful. Yeah, I'd rather not live like that. But yeah, man, so I guess she's seen the light and she said, you know, maybe moving forward now, she will be, who knows, man? Who knows? But this is something I did want to talk about, though, is The Breakfast Club. So I told you guys about yesterday how Angela Yee was on Tamron Hall, her talk show. And basically she said that it was difficult being the only woman on The Breakfast Club. She said it was difficult being the only woman on the show. And then she went on to say that, you know, even like with producers and blah, 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 like she was the only woman. And obviously over the weekend, Envy was like, that's cap. We've got this person, the researcher is a woman.
Yeah.
The head of this is a woman. The producer, Taylor, they're all women. But then, so yesterday I talked about that yesterday, but the development overnight or American time yesterday was that Envy then went on The Breakfast Club and actually announced and talked about it on the show. So currently, because Angela's gone, they've got like guests, hosts every week and stuff like that. So they've got Portia Williams, who is a real housewife. She was one of the housewives of Atlanta. She was on there. I'm going to address her situation in a minute. But she was on there and then she was like, listen, I'm doing the rumor report. I have to talk about the fact that you guys are trending kind of thing. And then Envy was like, what Angela said in terms of being the only woman on the show was cap, and you know that's a lie basically because she was not the only woman. He was like, maybe she meant the only woman on camera, yes, but he was even saying like, no, but we've got a lot of women that work on the show and blah blah blah. And yesterday I did say that I don't believe she meant on the show, period. I feel like she meant in terms of the mic, what goes out there.
Well, she had to though.
That's what she meant. That's the thing. But then they didn't take it like that. They thought she meant the show, as in the Breakfast Club team. So that's why they were kind of discrediting her. Okay. And I did like the fact, to be fair, that Envy said, I don't want to take away from her experiences. That's how she felt. But in terms of, if we're going to look at staff, she was not the only woman involved with the show kind of thing. And then he also went on to say that for him, it was important that he talked about it because he didn't want to take away from the other women who contribute to the show and make it seem as if they're insignificant or whatever. He did go on to say as well that he has spoken to Angela. He did speak to Angela on the phone. I guess the head of the station, who's also a black woman, I believe, she, you know, organized a call between Angela and Envy, and she said how Angela is going to go on her show and clarify what she meant, and she explained to Envy that no, that wasn't, like, I didn't say it with the way it's been received. Basically, what I meant was in the room. And what I found interesting was when I then went to watch Angela's show, which is called Way Up with Angela Yee. Went on to watch her show, and when she addressed it, she said, I didn't mean in terms of Breakfast Club team. But yesterday, I actually said yesterday that in the early days, I can see why she would have been the only woman on the team anyway, as well. Because back then, radio was more men, it was more the men's fields than it was women, really and truly. But on her show, when she addressed it, she said the thing is that the women that Envy and Charlemagne said work on the show, she said they're not in the room with us. She said when the mics goes on and the show's recording, they're not in the room. She said you might see someone pop in to give someone something and whatever when you see interviews and stuff like that. But she's like, in terms of the show, they're not. It's still me in the room, because she's like, sometimes they would do a show and she'd step out of the room and be like, yeah, like, I'm done with that to kind of sigh and be like, I'm done with that for today kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's why she made a intentional thing to not to like other shows she's gone on to do. It's mainly women based.
Yeah,
because she was saying how, like, because she's got a podcast, Lip Service, and she's like, it's all women it's all women basically. And she said even her show and stuff, like, it's mainly women. She said because she would spend so much time talking to the guys, she would just want a break from men after Breakfast Club, basically. And then Portia then said, so after Envy did his whole spiel, whatever, I think Envy's just doing the most because he got called out for the time he was cheating. But anyway, I feel like they brought that up and that's what triggered him. But then when Portia then asked Charlemagne...
Wait, they brought that up during the conversation?
No, because when that whole thing happened over the weekend, Erica Mena, who's one of the girls he cheated on his wife with, she was in the comments like, oh, what's Angela talking about? She knew he was married and she didn't give any of the girls a heads up. But she wasn't a girl's girl, basically. Okay. And then Lil Mama as well, who Charlemagne made cry, also said that when the guys have been kind of like... That Angela has been one of the reasons why other women have come on the show and felt like they're the only woman in the room, basically. So they were against Angela and saying, well, you know, what goes around comes around kind of vibe. Yeah, and then Portia then said to Charlemagne, oh, like, do you want to say something? And he was like, nope, I've got nothing to say. Which obviously then sparked the whole conversation about them having beef. Because at that time when Gucci Mane called her a bitch, did he call her a bitch or said she slept with him?
He just referred
He did both,
to...
actually. He did both.
Did he?
Yeah, because on the show, when
he was referring to her as a
Yeah,
bitch.
he was referring to...
he referred to her as a bitch when Charlemagne interviewed him one-on-one. But when he came on the Breakfast Club, he said, oh, that you wanted me. And she was like, no, I didn't. And he was like, stop it now. You were my DMs. Kind of, like, you wanted to sleep with me. So I guess there's this whole thing about the boys not defending her when that happened in the studio. And then when Charlemagne interviewed him one-on-one, and he called her out of her name, called her a bitch, Charlemagne didn't defend her. So people could see, watching the show, you could see that they weren't really talking. So him saying, I've got nothing to say, and he kind of rolled his eyes a bit, made people feel like, okay, so there's still that beef there. And they didn't follow each other on Instagram as well, I found out. So
I thought they were laughing about that Gucci Mane thing at the time anyway.
yeah, I think it's like one of those awkward laughs. You laugh because everyone else is laughing, but inside you're dying. It's one of those ones. But what I didn't like as well about the whole thing was Portia. First of all, you are a guest host for one day. She's out here comparing her experience of being a guest celebrity host of one day to Angela Yee's 13 years on radio, saying, you know, when I came in this morning, it's all women. Everyone I've seen is all women. She's like, I'm not trying to take away from what she said, but I was greeted by women, and even at the rumor report, they were like, are you comfortable? I was thinking, you're a bird. Shut up, man. That's why you sue people's husbands. Close your mouth.
Obviously,
so that happens.
I mean,
I feel like you can't compare yourself.
No, of course not.
Do you get what I mean? And you're a celebrity. Your treatment's going to be different to a member of staff.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you get what I mean? But also, you're here for one day. You haven't even finished your shift yet.
No, not even a week.
Not even a week. It's just Monday. She's only been there Monday.
They probably get people in all day, like every day.
Yeah, no, sometimes some people stay like a few days. I think it depends on your schedule, if you can do a week and stuff. But I didn't like the fact that she kind of dismissed Angela's situation. And then she also talked about, which wasn't too bad, she also talked about the show that Angela went on, Tamron Hall's talk show, saying that Tamron does this thing where she tries to get people, trying to like, she pokes basically information or whatever.
Yeah.
But then, because Portia was basically, okay, the tea on Portia, she basically stole someone's husband, in it. That's what she's saying. Stole one of her castmates' husband, got married to the guy, then left the show so she doesn't address it. It was a whole thing. So when she went on Tamron's show, Tamron asked her, like, you're saying you're dating the guy for 2 months and now you're engaged, but he's not even divorced. What's tea about that? So I guess she didn't like the fact that she was pressed about that information. So she was on a Breakfast Club yesterday saying how, you know, the way Tamron is anyway, she does a lot and she's trying to get this and that. Like, she's not, basically, like, almost like she kind of bullies her guests and it's not a welcoming, safe environment.
Yeah.
But obviously you could just tell that it's your personal agenda, because I went back and I watched the interview with Portia and Tamron did nothing wrong. If anything, Tamron has now gained a fan, because I like her show. I like the way she interviews. I think she's straight to the point. But then Charlemagne said that he thinks because Wendy Williams is no longer on radio or on TV, that Tamron's kind of take over that Wendy Williams stuff. You know, like
that role
of like
role,
brutal. Yeah. So he thought that that's what she's trying to do. Because when I did watch Angela's one, Angela's an egg, man.
Why?
She actually got set up.
You reckon?
She did. But the thing is, she got set up. But it's like, because Tamron is very sharp, very on the ball, very, very quick with it. So if she asks you a question and you're doing all of this, she cuts you off and redirects the question, makes it even straighter so you have no choice but to answer it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I feel like she set Angela up, because she kind of did that whole like, oh, like you were the only woman. So what was that like? So Angela then followed up on that. And it's just like, no, you're the one with the backlash. But yeah, so all of that happened anyway. I like the fact that they obviously both addressed it. And also people were being mean, saying that Angela's show is not doing well. And so maybe she did all of this to get some kind of, you know, spark and whatever and get people to address it. To be fair, that video did have a lot of
The show not doing good?
Apparently not. But it's a new show.
But what's the definition of not doing good though?
That's the thing.
It's just a new show as well.
It's a new show. Do you get what I mean? I feel like she's doing considerably well for what it is. It's a new show, and it's just her now.
To be fair, she's been there for a while. She wanted to break away. 13 years is a long time.
Yeah, and I feel like she did say that. I feel like she's always had issues working with the guys. I can't lie to you. From the way she was talking, even on her show and everything, it sounded like it's been something that she's been wanting to say, and she's actually said that. She said it's something that she's always wanted. She's always wanted her own show, and she was prepared to do whatever it would take for her to get her own show.
Yeah.
She was ready to work 7 days a week if that meant she would have her own show, and she would do a night show if that meant that she was ready. She just wanted to do anything to get her own show. But
it just sounds like she wanted to get away from them more than anything.
She did, because then they also asked her, on Tamron's show, she basically was asked how she dropped the news to the guys. So when she tweeted, Breakfast Club, as you know, will no longer be what it is, they were all in on it. So the boys knew that it was going to come out, that tweet was going to go out. But when she asked her how she told them, she said, she got the manager of the station to tell them first, then she then went to tell them.
Really?
But that's what, I wouldn't do that.
That's a bit odd.
Like, that's like me wanting to leave, and I tell Brent, oh, you tell the guys, and I'll come in and be like, oh, okay, now you guys know, I'll tell you.
No, but after 13 years though.
Yeah, that's what I said. But she was like, oh, she wanted them to sit with it for a minute first before then she spoke to them. But for me, I feel like that just speaks to the relationship that they had.
Yeah,
and I think she's mainly cool with Envy, but not like her and Charlamagne. Just not. But then they did say that the guys cut her off a lot when she's talking. I guess I can see why they say that she would feel small in that room. I get it, but mate, all the best all parties involved. I've been talking for a long time.
Should be alright. Sounds rough. Yeah.
Someone else acting a fool online. There's a lot of tea to get through. All right, someone else acting a fool online is Kourtney Kardashian. So basically, there's this American guy. His name is Rolling Ray, and that's because he rolls in a wheelchair. He's wheelchair bound, so he just calls himself. His name is Ray, and he calls himself Rolling Ray, right? But he's got this thing, like the whole period thing, the slang.
Yeah.
When it goes like, period, that whole single stuff. Yeah. His is Purr. The period, I guess, is shortened for. Yeah, Purr is short for period, but it does the same thing. It works the same. It works the same way. So basically, everyone knows that's a Rolling Ray's thing. Like, that is his thing. Everybody knows it. Kourtney Kardashian has got a vitamin supplement line. This girl is calling it Purr. It's not even on brand. Because I've all the Kardashians.
Is it spelled the same?
Yeah. P-U-R-R. P-U-R-R. It makes no sense to the brand. It makes no sense to it makes no sense. It's a vitamin supplement. It's vitamin supplement. Like, it makes no sense. So basically, she was getting cooked because people were like, who, like, this is, again, used lot culture appropriating, taking from black people and trying to benefit from it again, because it is black slang, to be fair. So, and Rolling Ray actually tweeted, he said, I actually like you at Kourtney Kardashian, and now you want to take from the black community again. You know where the name started. This is becoming too much. We never heard you purr a day in your life. I think that's so funny. He said, we never heard you purr a day in your life. And then people are basically saying to Rolling Ray, but why didn't you trademark it?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but then some guy was saying how, like, trademarks are not something that you can just, like, it can take a while for it to be approved and all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. But I'll be honest, whether he trademarked it or not, she knows that they're stealing again. They're back at it. Taken from places that she's been taken from. Yeah, but
I'm just trying to think of, like, what it's used for and the correlation between what she's doing with her brand.
Exactly, because it makes no sense. Like, you're calling your vitamin supplement brands Purr makes absolutely, like, it makes no sense. It's very off-brand.
Well, whose idea was it to even steal I'll take the word, if that makes sense.
Their team works hard when it comes to stealing black ideas, bro. Like, they work very hard. This is what they do. They are specialists
they work hard
at this. It's proper mad.
That's rough.
But so we'll see what happens anyway. I don't know if he can sue and stuff like that. But sometimes you can sue for stuff like that, even if you haven't trademarked, because they can trace back that it's come from you. And I think he's got like merch, and I'm sure he's got like merch and stuff like that.
In America, you can sue for anything anyway. You can
sue for anything. So I'll see. But another Kardashian, it's a mini one, who's also, I don't want to say she's taken, but she's been influenced, is Northwest, and she dressed up as Ice Spice. And so Ice Spice has this iconic look of like a white, kind of like a juicy type Velcro tracksuit thing, that kind of vibe. And basically North dressed up as her all the way down to the curly ginger wig, and she was basically dancing in front of her TikTok camera and whatever. I thought it was cute because I think the day before Ice Spice actually came to her house. I don't know if Ice Spice coming was a result of that. I don't know, but Ice Spice was basically in North's house to do TikToks, and they were doing TikToks in Ice's song. And I thought that's lit as a mum, you know, to be able to get your child's favourite artist to come and do a TikTok with her. That's lit.
Yeah, but if there's a girl, and what like, obviously it's a new day and age, it's TikTok and shit like that. She's a rapper and like that. Like, people mock her. I guess the kids probably like her more than the older generations.
Yeah.
Probably the older generations that was mocking her, yeah. But as much as her music and that, she's essentially known for like twerking and that. And having back in it. It's an ongoing theme in it. Like, they're not listening to the bars, but when she starts twerking and that, it's all lit and all that. You know what I'm saying?
It's so lit.
So if this is what you want, if this is what you want your daughter associated with. I'm not onto Kim Kardashian because obviously she came into the game as a whore, so she don't know no difference. She's cool. You get me? But Kanye, you can understand why he'd be mad.
Yeah, but Kanye been mad for less though, so unfortunately he's got nothing to say now because he's been doing the most.
Because everything he's done means he ain't got no right to stand on to be mad about his family or what he wants for his daughter. That's not fair.
No, he absolutely,
you want the best for your family, innit? Man?
No, he absolutely does. But the thing is, he's done so much here that if he came out again and said, I'm upset about this, people will want to hear it because you do the most about a lot of things. Now, where you actually have an argument, where you actually have a point, you've what is it? He's the boy who cries wolf. So now no one's really going to try to hear it anymore because it's like, okay, whatever, man. Here you go having another rant about something.
Yeah, but is he not allowed to be upset about his own family?
You know, Kanye, he can do whatever he wants to do. Well, whether people listen to it and whether people have the empathy, because he always comes to public.
It's not even about people listening.
But if
you're a parent, and your kid's doing something, like, you're going to be upset either which way. So you're not even thinking about how other people see it really and truly.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Kanye cares because Kanye comes to the public every time as if we're going to all sit down with Kim. We're going to text Kim and say, let Kanye see the kids. No, when he had a problem with North being on TikTok and stuff, I understand that. I'm against kids being on social media. I think it's foolishness.
He's not just a normal man, he's Kanye. You think he wants to see his daughter walking around talking about, you thought I was feeling you?
Yeah.
Niggas a munch. It's like, what?
No, for real. Man.
You don't want that for you. That's not what you want.
Would you let your daughter? You let your daughter? You happy with your daughter?
I told you, my kids will not have social media and all that kind of stuff. I'm raising them properly. But my thing is that though, Kanye, I think he could go to court and do all the things. He never goes about things the right way. Instead, he comes online and he tries to get our backing as if Kim Kardashian cares what the heck the public have to say. I do think, I saw it and I thought, okay, this is interesting. I didn't think it was appropriate personally, but I just thought, it's not my child, is it?
Yeah.
Bring on himself,
But she didn't twerk though, to be fair.
Yeah, he brought it on himself, man. She's Kim Kardashian. I mean, people are like,
that's
she's
my thing.
Respectable role model, and it's like, I know who this woman is. So
it's nothing about that. I feel like he went and married the woman. He had kids with her. He knew what the family was about before he got there. Facts. So don't be acting confused now that it's not going in your favour.
The girl's famous because she was sucking off Ray J. So don't be upset about anything that happens moving forward. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, you kind of lucked up. She made something of herself.
That's crazy.
You get me? She made something of herself and she patterned like so.
That's it.
You get me? But you can't be mad.
You can't be mad at it.
I get mad. Like, obviously, I understand that everybody's got a past in that. You can't be judged for it.
No.
If I go into my yard, I've walked into my mum's yard before. My mum's there, my sister's there, my auntie's there, my cousin's there. All women that I like and respect, and they're all sitting down watching Kardashians, and I'm like, "You are really all the same, innit?" Like, they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, this woman's just like she's just popular for being a whore. Innit? That's why she's famous. She's famous for sucking off next man, and all you are here just watching her. Idolizing it, just living it up. I'm like, that's why I don't get involved in gal business.
Yeah, but they're not watching.
These are all the same.
They're not watching an action of doing that though.
Yeah, but it's like, this is your queen.
Yeah.
This is your queen.
Listen,
there's no substance there. You gal is mad.
That's her origin story, but it's not her story today.
I hear that, but I'm just saying, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, that happened. So big up Ice Spice and her little protege, West Kardashian. And then my last bit of tea for you guys today is Idris Elba has finally put to rest this whole James Bond thing. He had an interview talking about his about Luther. You know, Luther's going to be a film now. So Luther, the fallen son, and basically in there, the producer of the show or the director of the show. So James Bond is known for obviously loving a martini, right? But in this film, the producer or the director, the writer, whoever it was anyway, had Idris Elba, as in his role, Luther, offered a martini, and then he was like, nah. So he did that on purpose, just to like kind of address that. As in the writer did that on purpose, just to kind of take the piss.
Yeah.
He was like, it was this playful way of like extending the middle finger to the James Bond role kind of thing. And then Idris Elba did address it and said basically all of that has been a rumor, man. He said it's all a rumor, and there was never any conversations with him about being James Bond or anything like that. He was like, it is a compliment, but it's nothing that was presented to him, and yeah, it was just a rumor. So there's no truth to it, and obviously I think James Bond will give it to someone else now anyway. So
who did they give it to?
I have no idea. I ain't watched one of them.
Sure, the last one was a girl, no?
I think one of the writers said about when she was asked about, I think last year when she was asked about the whole Idris Elba stuff, she was like, oh no, I'm friends with Idris and blah blah. He would be a good one, but she was like, it's difficult. Conversations like this are difficult when you've already got someone in place. So yeah, but I like the fact that he finally addressed it. So hopefully everyone shut up about it now. You don't care no more.
People are not going to shut up about it.
They really won't.
Give it a year.
They
6
really will
months.
not. But yeah, that is all from me today. Let's get into asking for a friend. What, Northwest?
No, I don't get involved because they're not going to like what I say.
Of course they're not. I would.
I know, but when he talks, he talks. He ain't got to do all of that. All right, so asking for a friend. Hi team, much love and respect for the effort and sacrifice you put out into the community every week. I'm 26 and a Nigerian male, and I'm looking to start dating with an intent for marriage. I've currently got 2 suitors that I'm really thinking are viable candidates, but I'm not sure which one to go with. I've got great chemistry with both. They are both fiercely independent, but one of them can cook really well and also loves making sure their home is cared for in a traditional sense. All right, ad-libs. None of them have met my family yet, but the one who can cook well and is homely is from Eastern Europe.
Oh God, okay.
And the other is Nigerian.
What are you trying to say about Nigerians, fam?
I'm just interested in the team's take on this. Thank you.
He tried to he's buttering it up. He's asking you like, do I go with the black girl
Yeah.
or the white girl?
Do you know what's mad?
He's like, if I pick the white girl, will y'all still love me? Am I still down? That's what
The
he's
maddest
asking.
thing is that his heart is for the white girl.
Well, she's
100%.
cooking and
Because
cleaning.
he's
so-
100%.
he didn't say one good thing about the
She's
Nigerian girl.
She's
Not
Nigerian.
one, you know where you want to go. Don't be silly. You know where you want to go.
Your heart is already made up.
Your heart's made it up. You wrote to us here who don't know it, neither of the girls, and you only sold us the Eastern European girl.
You knew what you were doing.
You knew what you were doing. Intentional about it. I would say you have to. Just think about what the things are important to you. If it is important that your partner can cook and is homely and all that stuff, then go with the one who can. If it's not and culture is more important to you, go with Nigerian babe. But
So what are we saying? The Nigerian babe can't cook then?
that's his opinion.
Oh, I mean, because he didn't put it in there.
Because he didn't even say, you know what, she's not a good cook. He didn't say nothing.
Nothing.
So he's supposed to assume that she can't cook at all. Go where your heart is, man.
Obviously, he's definitely tasted the food.
You must have.
No, he did say something good about that one. He said she can cook and make sure the house is clean. That's vital.
Yeah, and then he just but he just said.
Yeah, he said that about the Eastern European one. He
Yeah,
didn't say that
and
about
all he
the...
said-
No, someone
all he
said that
said
he
was
never
the
said
other
nothing good
Nigerian.
about. Someone said he never said nothing good about either of them.
No,
No,
I
he
said he
did.
didn't.
He
No,
said
I
she
said
can
I said he never said nothing good about the Nigerian one.
I'm not talking about you. I said someone in the chat.
Yeah, but
Oh.
he said something good about. He said good things about the Eastern European one. He said
That's what
she
I'm
can
saying.
cook well and is homely.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what I'm
he
saying.
goes, the other's Nigerian. You're rude, man. That's actually rude. Go for the Eastern European girl.
Yeah, you know what you want, man. Come on,
Nah, stop it.
Yeah, you know what you want.
Don't you like Nigerian food or something? What do you mean she can cook well? What's her dish?
She's not the one who can cook well.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking. He
Yeah, but
said,
that's
he
what
said
we
the Eastern
can all-
European thing can cook well.
Oh,
but
okay.
So that
But
means
the
the other one
Nigerian
can't
thing-
then.
He never
Yeah.
said, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe he just don't like Nigerian food.
He's Nigerian though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this thing's Eastern European. Like, what's her dish? Like,
Lasagna.
Huh? That's not even Italian.
That's
no.
not even. Yeah. No. Like,
I don't know.
what's-
I don't know what she would eat or cook.
Yeah, that's mad still.
He's making up excuses.
Yeah, he's definitely making excuses still. He's,
We need
trying
I
to
feel
look-
like he's trying to sell it to us.
he's looking for the validation still.
Yeah, and I'll give it to you. Go for the Eastern European girl. You go for me. That's one on the side of the Eastern European girl.
Let's go where the love is, man. I don't know, man.
But the love is in both.
How do you know that?
Is it?
Because he said that.
Did he say that?
It's capped in a Nigerian girl.
It sounds like it's
but who
Captain
loves him
Nigerian
more?
girl.
Whoever loves you, go with whoever loves you more, man.
Yeah.
He said it's equal.
He said I've got great chemistry with both.
Love it, never
Then he
equal.
goes on to tell us the qualities of the Eastern European girl.
Yeah, but not the
Then he
qualities
says
of
the
the
other is
Nigerian.
Nigerian. That's all. That the only quality she has is she's Nigerian.
Well, in my mind, when I read that, she is starting at a deficit because she's
Nigerian.
European.
Oh, so he's got to buffer up.
And yes,
Oh,
so he's
okay.
adding that stuff to say, all right, let's make it fair.
Okay, let me get fair fight.
Yeah, but he didn't give any like kind
He
of
did say
pros
that
for the.
the family, he hasn't brought her back to the family
Yeah,
yet, right?
not yet.
Either of them.
No, neither
And
of them,
If
yeah.
he's Nigerian and they're traditional, they're not going to want to go for
Yeah, I'm about to say good luck.
I
for
mean,
that.
if she's homely, innit? If she's homely, that counts for something. Your mother-in-law would like that.
Good luck.
If you got a lazy Nigerian girl,
Hey,
hell.
So, this might sound weird, but can you teach a Nigerian woman
How to cook.
anything?
man said anything. He didn't even say how to cook.
Finish that sentence. Go on. Tell
No,
us.
I'm not.
What's the thought process?
He
about
said
it?
anything.
Ended.
I know where you're
Because
going with it.
if he hasn't mentioned that she can't cook, she can cook. She can learn how to cook. And if it is that she,
Are you saying that Nigerian women can be too stubborn to?
I was just
I'm-
about to
I'm
say, are you saying she
asking
won't
you
be
saying.
told?
I've
You
left
won't
it
be.
open-ended.
She won't be
I
told
know why you
anything.
left it open-ended.
Can you teach a Nigerian woman?
I think if she wants to be with you, she can. She will.
All right.
If the man was right, I'll learn how to swim. I'll learn how to do whatever I need to learn to do to keep this man. I will. I think if you are valuable to her as well, and you let her know this is something that's important to me, I think that she will go out of her way to make sure to learn. Do you get what I mean? But again, he don't sound like he wants anyone to learn anything. He sounds like he knows where he's trying to go.
It doesn't sound like that to me.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that.
I think you could at least say she's kind. She's
He
nice.
said nothing.
She gives to the homeless. Something. He just said the other
She
is
gives to the
Nigerian.
homeless,
He
yeah.
said
That's-
both
that's
of
it.
them are vibes for him. So
No, he didn't say
tick
nothing
box.
good about the Nigerian.
He
What
just said
box does she
nothing,
tick?
though.
She don't
All he
tick
said
no
is
I
the
told
other
you,
is
when
Nigerian.
is you're comparing a black woman and a white woman? The white woman is starting at a deficit.
No,
This
woman
just
is woman.
facts.
Oh,
That's
so
how it
that's
is.
why you're saying he's propping her up.
Yes.
Nah, man. You're making excuses for him, man.
Is it? You like a woman that can cook?
Oh, yeah. And can clean.
Everyone likes a woman that can cook.
Like a woman that can cook and clean. Gal who can't cook and clean. I like my gal with OCD. You get me? If you can't cook and clean, then all you're good for is pum pum. And then that means you can't be gal.
If you're only good for pom pom, that's all the man's gonna want. It's pom pom. We're out. Really and truly.
I know
That's not how I
right.
read this, to be honest. And maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm reading into this because I don't want him
Why
to
could you
pick
got Eastern European girl?
Eastern European man. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you didn't hear what I said.
But if it was,
He's got to go. You go where the love is, and by that I mean
There's love.
be with who
There's
loves.
love in both.
No, there's not. Be with who loves you, not
There's
with
no
who you
love in
love.
both.
Man.
Yeah,
doesn't
like
sound
go, you're
there's love
celebrating.
involved.
King.
Go. That's a good advice.
don't say that. Don't suggest that her cooking and her being homely, that wasn't present before she met him. That's who she is.
Yeah, she'll do that for anyone.
Yeah.
No, we don't know that though.
Yeah, but
'Cause some
he-
women turn it up because they know that's what the guy likes.
See, there's
Get
that.
that ring and that's that.
We can only go off what he said.
Which is what I'm taking.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just-
you're
I'm translating it the way I
yeah,
want
but
to
you're
translate it.
just because you're translating like that doesn't mean that's how it is.
100%.
So
But I have a
Yeah.
platform currently.
What to translate as you like.
Yes.
your AI, you got AI over there.
So you say he should go with the Eastern European?
Yeah, man.
That makes sense. Margs?
Go with whoever loves you the most, man.
No, pick one, please.
I don't know them. Go with whoever. That's
Yeah.
my advice to you. Go with who
I
loves
would've
you,
said
not
the
with who you
same.
love.
I
That's the
would
one.
like-
That's
Bitch,
where
who do
it's
you
gonna last.
love? That's a tune.
That's my advice to anybody in a relationship. Be with who loves you, not with who you love.
It's the Nigerian one, basically.
Don't know.
It's
Nigerian one.
assuming.
I'm telling you. She's
Which,
just not
what's
showing
your,
it the
what's
way
your
it is that-
advice?
I'm going with the same with Mark says. Let's go with whoever loves you, man. You can't just because you can't. Why put love in someone why love someone that doesn't love you? What's the point?
Yeah, because I don't want my Nigerian sister suffering. So, I don't know what it's like to be with a man who.
She said, "I don't want my Nigerians."
Nah, man. You better love me with all your heart. If
This
you're
is
gonna be
a-
here,
a
not
feed-
because TDA told you, go for like for like.
If
No,
if a girl don't love you, there's no point, man.
There's
Come
no
on, man.
point, so-
There's no point.
that is good advice. Go with whoever loves you loves you more.
Man said, I'm not always calling that feeling, by the way, but he's always saying soft shit. It's like his heart hurts. Him, Zoe, they're so feeble and media advices. They're always getting emotional. They're soft. Man said, I can't believe we're talking about people as values. We need to stop that. Well, if you ain't got no value, you ain't worth nothing. You're an idiot. You ain't bringing us to the table. We pin.
The views of Margs are of Margs alone.
Everybody knows that.
I respect
everybody
our
knows that.
team.
I respect them because life's about balance. I enjoy seeing
Oh,
this. I just seeing how the outside
Can I
live.
ask you a question? Why did you do the voice?
No. But I enjoy seeing how the other side live and how the other side think. Life's about balance. You need all types to make the world go round. So I'm all here for it. I want to see more of your opinions. You get what I'm trying to say?
know what, though?
These are soft, man.
I think if Fernand turns up the heat on you, he will cook you.
That's fine.
And I want to see that, to be honest, because you're calling him soft like that, and I don't think he is.
No, not soft like that. I mean, like it's very
It's just this whole generation
Like
is
he
soft.
cares a lot. He feels. He's an empath. Yeah, he's a good person.
Good.
That's what I mean. Not soft. Sorry, you're a proper good
This
dude.
is a good person. You know.
You're broken, man.
Do you think though that?
You're so broken.
But can you care too much though?
Sometimes.
See?
Yeah, it's like you definitely can't care too much, boy. I've cared
Really?
too much of my time. Bring nothing but problems. Do you think it's a good idea to go for if you had a ish no. Do you think it's a good idea to go for someone you love more or someone who loves you more? Do you get what I mean? So like say in this situation, should he go for who he loves more or who loves him more?
I'm going for someone who loves him more. Only because I don't know his character. I don't know him whatsoever.
But what would you do? Would you go for someone who you love more or who loves you more?
It's a simple question for me.
What are you saying?
Who I love more.
Mm.
It makes sense to me.
But what if that person doesn't love you as much as you love them?
Brother, I'm always going to love them more. So it makes no sense to ask me that question.
All right, King.
So what, is love never equal then? Is that what we're saying?
I don't know what that means.
No, I think it fluctuates. I think that I don't think it ever stays the same. As in like I love you more and that's how it's always gonna be. Nah, I think it fluctuates. Michelle Obama said it as well.
Yeah, so it makes
Excuse me, answer my question. Can you, guys?
So what was I saying?
So would you go? you asked me questions instead of thinking I asked you a question. Would you go for someone who loves you more or someone you love more?
I need to be. I'd rather. I'm not romanticizing all that foolishness. I'd rather be with someone who loves me more. You get me?
I'm laid back, so
That's better. It's stronger. You get less chance of you getting hurt. You get me? Trust me. Go where the love is, baby.
It's interesting.
my G.
All right. Well, that's that. Let's get into our next headlines.
Is that me now then?
Yeah, that's you, King.
Shit.
I hope he's cooking you now.
They can cook for me. It's all fair. It's all fair. All is fair in love and war, man. So I'll pass my opinions on you. You can pass them on me, man. It's war for ducks back. I do not give a shit. So feel free to say whatever you think about me. It is not going to change. And I'm here. Y'all forget I'm here every day. And I got time and energy. And I do not take this stuff home with me. So do not get wound up. Do not get wound up because of me. That's all I would tell you. That's the only advice I could give you. Don't get wound up because of me. Because I don't take this shit home.
So as soon as the segment is, when that segment is done, it's done for the guy. So yeah, honestly, don't take it home.
But it's all jokes, it's all love and games anyway. It's all banter.
So banner. So banner.
So, let's get in our final headlines. Sphinx. That's a word, isn't it? Sphinx. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Sphinx-like
For now, we'll
statue.
tell you.
Open soon.
For now, we'll let you know.
Wait, then let me just check one time what I mean. I always say the last cookings. Because
The
last
last
cookings, Zoe said I got worms for brains.
Thank you. You said worms, you know.
I ain't saying my bad. Fuck y'all. Man up, man. Man up. Stand up.
You have a weak in the knees.
Weak in the knees, man.
Man up, stand up.
I mean, you got to be made of tough stuff, man. If you're going to be hair, you get me? If you're going to roll hair, you're going to get thick skin when you finish with me. Don't worry, man. I'll make you tough. So, Sphinx-like statue and shrine discovered in southern Egypt. Archaeologists have unearthed a Sphinx-like statue and the remains of a shrine in an ancient temple in southern Egypt. The artifacts were found in the temple of Dendera in Quena province, 280 miles south of Cairo, Egypt's antiquities ministry said. Archaeologists believe the statue's smiling features may belong to the Roman Emperor Claudius, who extended Rome's rule into North Africa between AD 41 and AD 54, the ministry said. The archaeologists also found the Roman-era stone slab with demonic and hieroglyphic inscriptions. The limestone shrine includes a 2-layer platform and a mud brick basin from the Byzantine era. It said scientists would conduct further studies on the markings of the stone slab, which could reveal more information about the statue's identity and the area. The statue is much smaller than the towering Sphinx in the pyramids of Giza complex, which is 20 meters tall. Such discoveries are usually touted by the Egyptian government in the hope of attracting more tourists, a significant source of foreign currency for the cash-strapped country. And our next headline: kids in Brazil's favelas are eliminating dengue fever by breeding mosquitoes. What? What's dengue fever?
No idea.
Yes. It's like a Ebola, one of them strains of things.
There's another made up one, yeah, or is it real?
No, I think this one's real, man.
Dengue.
I've heard of it before, though.
Okay, so let's check. Children are helping combat dengue fever in Brazil's favelas by breeding Aedes aegypti mosquitoes, the very insect which spreads the disease. The mosquitoes, however, are different. They're infected with Wolbachia bacteria under a pioneering initiative from the World Mosquito Program. Wolbachia cripples the insect's ability to transmit blood-borne viruses like dengue, Zika, and yellow fever. The bacteria is spread by releasing captive mosquitoes to breed with wild populations. Dengue infects almost 400 million people a year worldwide, killing tens of thousands. Brazil is the worst affected nation on the planet, and its densely populated favelas, often with poor sanitation, are particularly vulnerable to infectious disease. Community engagement is seen as essential to the success of the WMP's method. In Brazil, outreach into schools has been realised through the Walbito na Escola, whatever that is, program, which trains educators to teach students how Wolbachia can be used to combat mosquito-borne diseases. This is mad. So they're putting like a vaccine in the mosquitoes and then just sending them into the world to just bite people and breed and thing and just... That's crazy. Is that going to work?
Boy.
So what they're saying, they breed with the wild ones and then it just takes away their ability to spread the blood disease.
That sounds wild. Sounds like something like X-Files.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
This world is weird, man.
Okay, interesting. Done enough of that. And let's get into our last headline. Nitrous oxide, laughing gas, should not be banned, review says. What's this for, like balloons or something?
Yeah.
Okay. A review for the government has stopped short of recommending a laughing gas ban. Nitrous oxide, sold in metal canisters, is the second most used drug by 16 to 24-year-olds in the UK. Heavy use can lead to vitamin deficiency that damages nerves in the spinal cord. But the Independent Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs said nitrous oxide should not be banned under the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971. It comes after the Home Office asked the ACMD to provide advice on whether to make possession of nitrous oxide a crime. Earlier this year, ministers had been considering a ban on possession of the drug and on all direct sale of it to consumers as part of a move to tackle antisocial behaviour. The ACMD recommended the substance should not be controlled under the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971. It said sanctions for the offences would be disproportionate with the level of harm associated with nitrous oxide, as well as creating significant burdens for legitimate users of the substance. Nitrous oxide is regularly used as an anaesthetic in medicine and dentistry and as a gas for making whipped cream and cooking. Currently, non-legitimate use of the substance is controlled under Psychoactive Substances Act 2016, which the council said remains appropriate legislation. The act makes production, supply and importation of nitrous oxide for inhalation illegal, but not possession. A Home Office spokesperson said, "This government is working to crack down on drug misuse on our communities. That is why we asked the ACMD to provide updated advice on nitrous oxide. We thank them for their report, which we will now consider." Earlier this year, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak addressed laughing gas use in a speech about antisocial behaviour in which he spoke about instances of nitrous oxide canisters in children's playgrounds. Wow. The government said it's commissioned the following report, what is described as concerning rise in young people using the drug, often at festivals, house parties and outside nightclubs. Yeah, the balloons is a pandemic.
They definitely should ban it though. I've heard like stories of kids going like brain dead and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, make them go numb and that.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's crazy.
Not good.
I remember at one point it was banned and then they relaxed the laws and now
Yeah.
they're talking about bringing it back again.
Yeah, because it's getting really bad. Wasn't there like a... I don't know, that was my personal experience. One time I was driving and I saw these kids in a car, like young boys, and they were literally doing balloons whilst they were driving.
Yeah, I've seen that. I see guys driving the Bentley doing that.
And I was like, the hell do you think this is?
People don't care.
They really don't.
I don't even know. I suppose it lost like a couple seconds, though.
Yeah, but that couple seconds is when you can get me off my...
So it takes a couple seconds.
That's all it takes.
They don't
Now
care.
I'm facing the Lord while you're down there on earth. They're coming back to life. Nope.
Laughing gas.
It's mad.
All right then, that's the headline. Let's get to the reaction. No real sports news. Just want to quickly announce Arsenal got their first silverware of the season, potentially their only silverware of the season as well. Go on. It's too fast. Man heard it went, what? Wait, what?
I thought about.
Hey.
Oh, that was funny. Man stopped mid-applause. Man said, what? But Arsenal women win the League Cup final, man, against Chelsea, man. Big them up, man. 2-1 win. I didn't see the game. Did you see the game, Brent?
Just the first half.
Okay.
Learning.
yeah. Riveting stuff. But big up the Arsenal ladies. Here's a story here. What's this about? Football fan dies after post-match brawl. A man has died after a fight between football fans outside a pub. Tony Johnson, 55, was found with serious head injuries near the Manchester bar on the promenade in Blackpool at 7 o'clock on Saturday. Blackpool Football Club said they were deeply shocked and saddened by the grandfather's death. Mr. Johnson's partner said his family were heartbroken and devastated. Supporters had clashed after the match between Blackpool and Burnley. In a tribute, his partner said, "I am devastated to have lost my best friend, life partner and soulmate in a cruel act. We all, as a family, are so heartbroken and our lives are never going to be the same." Bloody hell.
Sad.
People actually have like proper fights over football. Like that.
Yeah, real life hooligans.
There you go. It's
That's
happening,
mad.
man. And our last piece of news will be heading over to the NBA. Ja Morant's been getting himself in a bit of trouble because he's been flashing his gun around. But they've been trying to work out if he is breaking gun laws. You get me? Because I'm guessing he's in an open carry state. So I don't know. We'll see. So it says, police have begun to investigate into a video appearing to show Memphis Grizzlies player Ja Morant holding a gun in a Colorado nightclub. The All-Star guard has apologized following a live broadcast on his Instagram page on Saturday and has been suspended for at least 2 matches. Local police are now investigating whether the 23-year-old broke gun laws. They confirmed the incident occurred in Glendale, near Denver, and are investigating the matter. It is legal to carry a gun in Colorado, with some exceptions, including possessions while under the influence of alcohol. The incident occurred hours after the Grizzlies lost 113-97 to the Denver Nuggets. Afterwards, Morant said he took full responsibility, adding that he would get help. The NBA is investigating. Morant is averaging 27.1 points and 8.2 assists per game this season and made his second consecutive All-Star game appearance last month. In Morant's absence, the Grizzlies are currently second in the Western Conference, and they lost to Los Angeles Clippers on Sunday, and they played Los Angeles Lakers on Tuesday. Great information, and that is the end of our sports headlines.
Don't you think it's funny when people get caught doing some mess and they just start to say anything? Because what does he mean by
Get help.
Yeah, get help. Get help for what?
No, but that's not on him. He has to do that. Everybody, like, you have to apologize.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Get help.
Yeah, but
it's not domestic violence.
Yeah, but let's be fair. Obviously, he don't give a shit about
He definitely doesn't.
having a gun, and Kelly didn't care about posting it, or he wouldn't have done it. But the NBA got strict gun laws, like not allowed to bring them into the locker room and.
Yeah, but I think that you can make your statement make sense.
Yeah, it ain't got to make sense. You just got to be seen to be sorry. So this is just to tick boxes, so the NBA can say that like
You can come back.
He can come back. You get me?
Is he a good player? Do you know?
Oh yeah, Ja's good. Ja's good. Young boy, got his whole future ahead of him. I think he's got like a £230 million contract or something like that.
Have you seen the video where he was flashing his gun?
Yeah.
What's it look like? Like,
nah, he's in the club and he's dancing. The music's playing, and like he pulls up like that.
Oh,
goes out of the way.
Did the most.
He's cooking.
Oh,
You
stop
get me?
it.
He's in the dance. He's blinging, grilled up.
Did the most.
Just burn it up. You get me?
Did the damn.
I keep
most.
hearing that like he's trying to show how hard he is, but no one cares. It's like you're here to play basketball.
Was there someone here?
People say that. Oh shit!
Sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, no, I was just waiting for you to finish. No. This is an interesting story that you guys are touching on. I've been kind of following this a little bit since I heard about the incident with the Indiana Pacers when his boys flashed a gun.
They backed
Not
the
even
burner
a
out on
gun.
someone. Oh no, they didn't. They put a red beam on someone or something, innit? They put a beam on someone.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like this isn't even about the one incident, is it? He's had about 4 or 5. So there was one where apparently he was playing a pickup game with a 17-year-old or something like that, and it got tasty. Either he slapped the boy or something happened anyway, and he went and backed the gun.
He had a burn on him then as well.
he had a gun there. Then apparently his mum got into a beef with someone in a store, called him and his boys. They backed a gun there as well. So you see what I mean? So there's like a catalog. There's a catalog of things that this man is earning. He's not earning. He's about to sign his max contract, which is 230 milli. And he just, as we know, just replaced Kyrie as the face of Nike as well. Like, you're about to lose everything over. And we've seen this before with Aaron Hernandez. I don't know if you guys remember the Aaron Hernandez story, but it's better that it's picked up before he does anything, before he kills anyone, before he gets involved in any major incident. It's better that it's picked up now.
I think it's
so that he's a star, man.
I think it's because he's a superstar why it's being highlighted, because it's America. That's the Second Amendment. Obviously, every state's different, but like there's a gun culture over there. Like bare NBA players have had guns. Bare NBA players have got into incidents with guns at nightclubs in the thing. Like Gilbert Arenas got banned because he had the guns in the locker room. Like guns are a thing, innit? Like I don't think he's gonna ruin like. The problem with guns is if you have them, there's a potential of you using them. I don't think with the stuff that he's kind of done, it can like ruin him like that. I think the problem is if he keeps being around them and keep thinking that eventually like he's going to use it.
How much times are you going to pull out a gun before you actually use it?
Just what I'm saying. But like, America's different though. And remember, he's doing it from a legal place. He's got a legal firearm. I'm guessing he's allowed to have it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Hoping he's allowed to.
So the mindset's different. Even from us looking at it, from the outside looking in, it's easy to pass judgment on it. But his mindset's gonna be different. He's allowed to have this gun. He's got it. It's for protection. Like the problem is, like I would say again, backing it out on at a basketball game and all that. It's not. You're just not thinking. You get me? Doing that in the club and that. You're not thinking. Mumsy thing. I ain't mad at that. You get me? Just represent Mumsy. I ain't mad at that at all.
What about the other one when they put the red beam on the brother?
They never saw the gun. They just saw a beam
on a team.
Yeah, like the light. They never actually saw a gun. They just saw a beam on someone. And he has been involved around bare burner incidents. It's not a good look. And like I said, I just think he's got 230 million, man. He don't need to.
He's focused on the wrong things.
Yeah, he's focused on the wrong things.
Focus on the cover, bro. You're about to sign a deal like, come on, man. Play basketball and be cool, man.
Yeah, but I also want to stay safe though. If I'm in a state, if I'm getting money, I'm in a state. If I'm in a state where gun carrying is legal, I'm gonna have my joint.
I'm gonna have a shed
all the time. I'm gonna have my joint's gonna stay on me. Like what? That's what you trying to say? What,
but
I feel like sorry, go on, Han.
Can I just say something before I leave?
Yeah.
I see some people saying that that Aaron Hernandez comparison is mad. I'm not comparing him with Aaron Hernandez as in the character. What I'm saying is like you're saying, how many times can you back out a gun before something? That's what I mean. How many times can you back out before something happens? And then you need to clear up you need to clean up what you did. Do you see what I mean? Like a lot of this stuff.
You see what's going on, yeah? Bare people are saying he's a good youth. Bare people are saying he's a good youth and he weren't around this year and all that, yeah? But I mean, like, maybe he's showing more of his true colours. You don't know who his people them are or what he's around or whatever. This might be who he is. You know what I'm trying to say? This might be what he's on. I'm not saying he's like an actual bad man. And you can't be. You can't be at the top of your field playing sports, football, prem, whatever. You're not going to be the wickedest youth on the block. You're not going to be the coldest youth on the ice tray if you got the potential to be that professional. You're playing college and high school ball and whatnot. So no one ain't saying you're going to be the wickedest man in the world. But you don't know what he grew up around, what he was around, what his friends are, what his people are. This might be him. This might be what he's on. Like, because people are on to move like he's fronting.
Have a good show anyway. Let me leave you to finish.
What's your name, by the way?
Yeah, thank you.
What was your name?
It's Femi.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Femi. See you later.
All right, thank you.
But he's right. He's gonna do something to the wrong person. It's like what you're saying. How many times are you gonna keep backing it? Because again, the mindset's different. You shouldn't keep pulling out your burner if you're not gonna use it. Because that's
shouldn't
dangerous.
put it out full stop, man. Come on.
And like what Shannon Sharp was saying, yeah, when you're doing all this gangster business, that energy, you're putting it out into the world. Someone's gonna come and check you.
100%.
Like humans are mad. You know what I'm trying to say? Like humans are mad, and as much as there's people there that are supporting you, yeah, like you could be out one day and there's another youth who thinks he's wicked and thinks he's rolled and just sees that Ja Morant and says, look at that Ja Morant. He thinks he's wicked, isn't it? Let's see how wicked he. Let's see how wicked he really is. There's people with that mindset.
It's the ego, man.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Who's calling?
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, on the Ja Morant thing, I wanted to say, like...
Sorry, what's your name?
I don't know, it's kind of... Dami.
Thank you.
Hi, Dami.
Yeah, in terms of... It's a bit like what the other caller was saying. I think... I don't know, I feel like someone needs to do some... Like, I know the media have been talking about how his dad kind of needs to stop being a celebrity and step up. But it's kind of hard, like when your son now is the breadwinner. It's like, what do you tell somebody like that? But I think, I don't know, I feel like maybe it's the people he's keeping around him.
He's been enabled.
Partly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I have $230 million on the line, I'm just avoiding trouble.
That's what
Do
you
get
want
me?
to
That's
do.
what you should have done. I'm just avoiding it. Maybe if you usually go somewhere and you have to strap up or whatever, then don't go there until you get that money.
No, but it's not. Yeah, but my issue is that like he shouldn't have to strap up at all. Like he should just get security.
Security
That's
can't
easy.
be with you 24/7. Security, like he's like.
Why not?
Definitely can.
They can,
Why?
but it's
Why not?
it's whether or not he pays for
You
it.
pay security 24/7. You got
No, but
$230
you can
million.
get the
You can
team can pay for
afford
it.
security because now you might have $0.
No, he doesn't even need to put it in the contract to get the team to pay
What
for
kind
it.
of mind? What? So what? When he wakes up in his morning from his yard to the training facility,
why
he's gonna
not?
security.
I'm not
and all
saying-
that.
yeah,
What
but
kind of
my
man say
issue
you're trying to
is
make man? What kind of? How
So
do you expect man to live? What are you talking about?
Is it better?
Don't even work like
Is it
that.
better for him to have the gun on himself and then lose his career?
If you're saying when you're going out to the club or you're going bait events and places where you're going to be in public and stuff, instead of letting your friends police it or you police it, high security and do that, I understand that.
Yeah, that's what we
When
meant,
you're talking
yeah.
about 24-hour security, that's not a real world. That's not real life. The 24-hour security is his gun. And he's allowed to have it. It's
No,
a
but my
Second
issue is he
Amendment
doesn't-
right.
Piss
Yeah,
off.
it's the law.
Piss right off.
It's not
What?
Don't
about
you
that.
dare talk as if
What?
Second Amendment right.
It's the law.
Security
man.
is his gun, rude boy. It's the law. He's allowed to
No,
do
Yeah, but
this.
come on, though, man. If that's your
know what?
kid, what would you do?
I would have said I'd have a gun too if I wasn't there.
No, but
Come on,
Mark,
man.
see, the reason why I was going to call in about it as well, Mark's on no behaviour, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think Loons and Beanos were talking about when people were talking about you being a rapper and telling you to get out of it because, get out of the roads because they could see the talent in you. But do you not feel like his entourage should have done that with him?
But this is,
And said,
these
yo,
men are
like,
still
you
rolling with
don't
me with
need
guns
to
and
be in
shit.
this.
Talk is cheap. These men are still rolling with me with guns and shit. Don't listen to them talk nonsense. They never done what they said they were going to do. They said it like an idea. They didn't do nothing.
Allegedly.
Hypothetically.
No,
Hypothetically.
not hypothetically. I did that shit. I had it. Stayed with it. What's man talking about?
Oh my
I'm
God.
saying
Help me,
alleged. This is
help me,
facts. Huh? This is facts.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dammy.
Hey, you're
No.
foolish.
I think that was a fantastic point, Dammy.
Yeah,
You're
it really was.
foolish.
Thank you, Dammy.
Thank you, Dammy. Thank you. You're foolish.
What's the next segment? Because you're pissing me off. I can't believe he raised his voice. It's his Second Amendment right. Shut up. What's the first one?
Man said I would have had mine too.
Mate, trust me, like.
Nah,
Phony.
you know, I'll be getting carried away sometimes.
We know.
I hope he does the right thing, man.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
he
hope
needs to.
doesn't-
He needs to
yeah.
stop the foolishness. That's what he needs to do. He needs to stop
I
the
get
foolishness.
his.
It's gonna
getting
come
help
across
now.
the
He
wrong
definitely doesn't help.
man. It's gonna come across the wrong man.
That's the thing.
Again, incidents just keep piling up.
Yeah,
So they're
come on,
gonna
you know
escalate.
how
It's
it
gonna
It's
gets
gonna
worse.
escalate.
You know how it
yeah.
gets,
And there'll always be someone who feels like, I'm gonna be the one to humble you.
Yeah, he needs to stop the
Even it might not
foolishness.
be up, it might not be no one you know, but they just want to be the one to humble you.
I'm not onto him for having a gun. I'm onto him for doing foolishness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
foolishness.
For backing it out.
When you
in
got something
stupid
on the line like
places,
that-
You get what I'm trying to say? Like, he's young. He needs to be
Just
sensible.
dancing in the club with it. you
Yeah,
know.
like,
What?
just be sensible.
What?
Like you're Ja Morant, you're playing basketball on a court with a youth man in your spare time. Which probably I don't even know if you should be doing that anyway in season. I don't know if it was off season anyway. But anyway, that's what you're doing. I'm guessing there's going to be crowds there and people there,
Of
and you
course.
get into an occasion to where you want to back your gun. Why would you? What was you going to do
I
with
know.
it anyway?
Smoke the little
You know
17-year-old.
what I'm trying to say?
Mate.
Come on, man. Stop.
Like, yeah, he needs to fix up, man. But hopefully he'll be all right. But I don't take piracy off people's headaches. If he wants
At all.
to ruin his life and ruin his money, that's on his business. You do what you want. I'll just watch the show, but eat the popcorn. I don't give a shit.
That's crazy.
But
The word.
yeah, let's get into Out Ere. What Out Ere could we do? I don't even know why this guy is Out Ere. I keep reading. I've seen the stories. I've seen a film like this. This ain't in England. This is supposed to the other side of the world. But the story keeps coming up. Have you heard about the sperm donor with 60 youths?
What?
Was it the one that's the Netflix special?
I don't think it's the same one.
Because that one was a doctor. He wasn't allowed to do that.
He wasn't allowed to do that.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to do that. He was inseminating. People coming for insemination and he used his sperm instead.
No way.
That
Yeah,
was
that was wild.
wild.
He had kids all over.
So what? Is that
All
guy
over
in
the
jail?
guy.
He's got to be in jail, right?
He's even alive. I don't know, but he's
That's
got like
wild.
stupid amount of kids everywhere.
This guy was so hungry for money, yeah, that he just keeps doing the sperm donor thing.
But that's not. He's not done it. He's just trying to. He's hustling.
Yeah, but he kept changing his name. He kept changing his name. He's done it here because he could potentially be looking like 15 years.
What
Why?
country is that? Is that America or here? Can't be here.
Other side of the world. I told you. We're talking about Oz. What did they say? It's illegal in
How is that
Australia
crime?
to pay or give gifts for human sperm,
How is
carrying
it?
a jail term of up to 15 years.
What?
You get me?
Imagine he
Because
gets
he's been-
it per sperm that he's donated.
But
He's
then
been-
people go get IVF and have to pay for that.
They said he's been offering his services online, yeah, in exchange for
Okay.
gifts and stuff.
He's offering sperm on the black market. That's
Okay.
different. I thought he was going to like a sperm bank and then giving them a different name each time. If you're selling your sperm in the black market,
Go live, man. Go to it, man.
And this is why he's
I
at
need
it,
to know what
because
he's
this
like.
is why it was new. I didn't know there was a black market
for sperm, there's a
for
black market for
sperm.
everything.
Because when they're saying he's offering these services, is he just a gigolo? Like, is he?
No,
Is
he's
the guy
offering
to chop it
sperm.
up? He said, is the guy to chop it up?
Like, there must be, okay, cool. When you're offering the service, yeah, there must be like,
Requirements.
there must be like, obviously you can get that in the job, or you can get the official, authentic insemination
the proper thing.
It's straight from the source.
straight from the source. Like that. Surely that's the gold. That's the gold standard service,
Yeah,
right?
you know, it's got the premium
And
thing.
that's premium.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
the premium.
premium
Yeah,
thing.
you
The
can
the
basic
premium.
package.
Like you could buy
Yeah.
this little
Yeah,
jar
you can
Yeah,
have
you
this
get
little
fresh
if
thing.
you want, but if you want it warm,
I can bring this thing round.
Fresh,
warm from the source,
fresh out the dick.
fresh out the
I can bring this round. I can share it round to you ASAP. Like Deliveroo.
Oh,
There in a second.
gold
I
standard,
think
man.
human beings are funny, man. Do you know how creative that is?
Offering-
No. I'm not
offering
mad at him. I don't
premium,
I'm impressed.
I'm not mad at
premium
him.
service. You know, that's a premium service.
Yeah.
I wonder how much he was getting, how much he was getting from it.
Yeah,
Like
imagine how much IVF is expensive. So imagine how much they're charging. Like he's charging
he's
people.
getting money.
100%. I'm not mad at him.
But I wonder what qualities he has though. Maybe he's smart as well. He must be smart to do this anyway.
Apparently, this is something that happens in Australia,
So it's
man.
quality
There's an underworld there. People they be meeting up in car
Rest
parks,
of the underworld.
no,
In the car
hotels.
parks.
Yeah, be passing over fresh samples in car parks.
Some
But I
different
got
type of
this
deals
for
going
you,
on,
just
you know.
2 minutes old. That's
Well,
nasty.
That was funny. I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could show it like that.
I didn't know. I didn't
on
know
the
that
black
either,
web.
bro.
You get
That's,
me?
hey, I didn't have it. I wouldn't have thought that
So
ever.
the black market is real.
I don't know. Listen,
Black market is real.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think it's done it. Because I think if you're helping people that need to be helped,
Yeah, no, he's
Like-
alright, man.
the government are just upset. They can't.
Yeah,
bank, they
that's-
can't
He's
get
got
benefit from it.
60 youths. He's been exposed, and he's not listening. He's a
60
terror. He needs to be stopped.
Yeah, but didn't
He's got 60 kids. A sperm donor who fathered up to 60 children using different names are being exposed because all his children look the same.
That's some strong genes, you
Yeah, but-
know. I wonder if he's black. He's got. I
Can you
guarantee he's
imagine?
black.
I ain't got no picture of him. I was looking for it.
No, but then didn't the 60 women know that they were
Not
that they used
really.
their sperm?
Not
It's
really.
just the name. The name is anything that's different.
It changed the name though, innit? So it's one step
I don't
ahead.
know. I'm struggling to see how we've done it, man. That is like an entrepreneur to me.
He's an entrepreneur.
The entrepreneur.
I'm not mad at him at all.
So who's done it here in Australia for letting him get away with it? The black market.
I think the women acting confused.
The women didn't know that didn't.
How would they have gotten it?
All the 60s.
No, but they didn't know that he's just got bare youths and he's just doing this all the time.
Yeah, but then really and truly, when you think about it, if you go to a sperm bank here, the father's not going to be in the life of the child anyway. So what is it to you that you've got 15 other siblings?
Yeah.
But they give you the details so you can.
If you want to contact,
you wanna contact them, innit?
later on.
Yeah, he's worse than in Cannon. He's beaten in Cannon
Yeah, by far.
by far.
Imagine having
Don't
60.
they kinda hear that, boy?
Imagine having 60 brothers and sisters.
That's mad.
It's mental.
Where'd you
You
even
got an
start?
army. You got a young army.
You actually do.
60 kids is a bit wild.
It's
Like,
wild.
he's going too far.
Even ODB had like maybe 20.
Like, you're saying like he's a
maybe.
hustler.
Maybe.
Like, surely he should have just made enough from like 20 youths just to go
No,
off
but
into the
again,
sunset.
he needs
How much
money.
was he charging though? I wonder how much. I want to
I
know
wonder
how much he was
he's
charging.
I don't know.
That's what we really need to know.
I'll be honest with you. I even think that figure's poor.
What, 60?
Yeah, I think he
Kids?
could have done better than that because it depends when it started. 60 is nothing. If this is black market gold, he could have got more.
You know what? I
I'm
reckon.
surprised it's only 60.
I reckon when he first started, he was charging people like less, and then
Yeah, for
as
like
he started
$10,
doing,
he's thinking, wait a
yeah, so
minute.
wait, I can get more.
I'm in
And he's-
demand now at this point.
Yeah, and the prices went up.
That's
100%,
mad.
60. You know,
Human beings are so creative when it comes to getting money.
100%.
I wish we knew how much he was getting, man.
It'll be out there somewhere. I reckon.
Yeah, no, he's done it because he's doing it. He keeps changing his name. Like he's lying to people. Like he knows he's evading people.
That I don't understand though, because if it's the black market anyway.
No, but I think he's doing it in the black market, the white market,
everywhere. All the markets. This brother is everywhere.
He's everywhere, bro.
He's everywhere, 100%.
You get some sperm.
You get some sperm.
You get some sperm. Start frying out free samples.
There you go.
It's moving like opium. I'm telling you, he's there, yeah.
Now he must be busy.
Busy. Trust me.
Damn, that supply and demand must have been difficult.
He's definitely eating right, 100%.
Imagine on a day he has like 6 bookings. That's long, you know.
That's mad,
and they all want it fresh.
Yeah, he's eating right, man. In the gym, everything.
It's mad.
Yeah, that's wild. What does that even do to you as a youth, knowing that you got 60 siblings?
Yeah, that's wild. They ain't gonna find out until they're like in their teens.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think even that. Yeah, I'm just like, if the parents had them and there was never ever any intention for him to be in the kids' lives,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if it's done in the same proximity, some of them are probably due to be chopping each other and that.
Later on in life,
yeah,
that's mad. So that's why they have to know. The government are just mad they didn't capitalise. That's all.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, because they're not getting nothing from it. Remember,
like I think if you had 60 youths in London growing up, they're more than
they're definitely there's a chance.
There's a big chance they're gonna chop each other.
Yeah, you have to. What's it called? You have to like control that environment real quick, which is hard to do. That's at least 40 women at least. Man lose their mind over 2, let alone 40 plus.
Mate.
Yeah, he's got to be down at Air, man. He's changing his name.
he's actually calculating.
He's using the black market.
Go.
No, he's trying to evade the authorities. He knows he's doing wrong.
Evade the authorities.
That is the thing. He does know he's doing wrong. The fact you're changing your name every time, he knows he's doing wrong.
Yeah, he's funny, man. He's definitely done it, man. He's stop. Leave the sperm alone.
Innit? Justice for the sperm.
I'm just frying out the samples and all that. Well.
Justice for the sperm. Oh, that was jokes. Quick, light-hearted one. Yeah, that was the end of it. Brother, I don't know your name, but I can't not know your name because you keep fucking changing it.
We'll probably never know his name.
We're
never gonna know him.
Man's changed his name at least 50 times.
At some point, you actually have to forget your real name. Like he must get confused with his actual name.
I forgot it, you reckon?
Yeah,
you must do. When you go to an establishment, they're like, what's your name? You're like,
I think
you can't breeze through your brain.
They were saying once you tell a lie so much times, you actually start to believe it. Believe the lie.
I've seen people believe their lies.
That's
it's
crazy.
The scariest thing ever. It's so scary.
That's crazy.
It's proper scary. They convince themselves that is now the truth, and that is the truth.
And that's the truth, then. That's their reality now.
It's mad, man.
This guy's a secret agent, man.
Listen.
Well, yeah, he's definitely done it, man. Let's get into our outro.
Let's do it. All right, people, thank you for tuning in and joining us today. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that great stuff. Do you enjoy your time with us?
Yes, it's been enlightening. It's always good to see how people think and you know, their thoughts and stuff. And yeah, it's been fun. Definitely do this again.
Will you be back? We didn't scare you.
Yes, thank you for having me, people. And you know, I'm always it's about gratitude. I woke up breathing, you know, happy to be here and laugh and yeah.
Just have a good vibes, because the way you went through to get here.
I know. I had to laugh it off at the end of it. I went through a little mission, but I got here in the end, you know.
All right, what do you not think of Rich?
Can you, while we're waiting for those to come in, could you let us know where they can, let them know where they can find you if they want to find you?
Oh yeah, they can find me on Instagram. It's rsj_styling. Yeah, I'm only really on Instagram. I do need to set up a Twitter, but I don't really care about Twitter like that.
Twitter's a lot.
I mean, you guys are all on Twitter, right?
Yeah. I wish I wasn't.
Twitter fingers. I wish you wasn't.
I wish I wasn't.
Is it that bad?
It's not that bad. It's just, I personally don't think, social media is healthy. I don't think it's normal for us to be able to consume that much of.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Don't get me wrong. There's a means to an end in terms of what you're trying to do, promote yourself.
And that's what annoys me. Like, if I wasn't in this industry, I would not be on social media.
But you shouldn't be letting it affect your relationship and you know how you're thinking. You shouldn't look at someone and say, "I need that."
But you know, I don't even want to see what people think.
Man said, "What time?" They like you. They said, "Big you up, Rich man. You're welcome back anytime."
Thank you, people. Thank you.
Man said, "Brent, what time is no behavior dropping?" I drop no behavior.
Thank you very much.
Brent's waiting for that one to be cleared up. Damn.
Oh no.
I don't know why they're asking me.
So if it's delayed, sometimes Brent ain't uploaded it. But
If it's on time.
Under the bus.
Yeah, that's all. Sometimes I got to phone Brent. Where's the upload? Where's the upload, bitch?
You're kidding me, yeah? Is that, yeah? You say that now, yeah? Watch Brent start getting calls on the TDA phone. Talk about
Yeah, yo,
was
Brent.
the no behavior episode.
They want Rich back. Rich, you want to come back?
Yeah, I'll definitely come back. It's been fun, man. They want to do more of this, and
You know, I could do it. My graphics guy was moving strange, and I ain't got my thumbnail back, and I don't want to put it up without the thumbnail, so I'm just waiting for it. But I could make it live now and just add the thumbnail later. But I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'll just wait. It ain't going nowhere, man. You'll get it. It'll be cool. You'll be cool. You'll be alright.
All right. Well, Rich will come back. Follow us on our social media platforms the day after TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you want to send voice notes in text for asking for a friend, sis, what would you do? Or just want to call when we're live, the number is 075 6484 1073. If you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, email the team at thedayafter@thenewblack.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Also, any video editors who want to join the team to help me do these daily clips, because obviously you ain't getting clips.
No.
I ain't got the time.
We know.
Hit me up, and we'll start talking. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Peace.